Good evening and welcome everyone to Warhammer 40k Dark Heresy Whispers of the Eye. It's a long title. My name is Dylan. I'm going to be your game master tonight. I am joined by Modius, Lothos, Phalos, and Barbosa. We are again playing Dark Heresy in the Warhammer 40k universe. This is a homebrew campaign. And the cars are still going by. Good. Yeah, this is a total tabletop production. Sorry, there we go. Getting everything started up and situated, and we're good. Yeah, this is a total tabletop production. We are here every Monday at 6:30 Pacific time. I have talked enough. There's a lot of other stuff going on with the channel. You can look at it below. We have other shows. We have great merch. We have a lot going on. Please check out our Discord or our YouTube if you want to learn more. But I'm going to stop talking and start with the introductions, and we're going to start with Phalos.
Hey everybody, my name is Joe. If you do stop by the Discord, which we definitely recommend you do, I'll be Microcosmic God in there. Talks about the show. I am playing Phalos, a tech priest ace, though, you know, driving's been so-so for him. Kind of join the Inquisition there to serve the will of the Omnissiah, as these heathens will call the God Emperor, and learning that I'm not good at making friends, but they don't matter anyway. Life
The one,
lessons we
yeah.
share.
The one is useless against the needs of the many. Lothos.
Fuck, I forgot to unmute myself. I caught myself this time though. Okay. Hi everybody. I'm Will, and I also go by Spaz on the channel, and I'm playing Lothos, Neptus Ministorum Assassin, and I honestly have no fucking clue what's going on at this point. I'm probably just gonna start shooting shit at this point on this planet, because everything's heresy. Everything's fucking heresy.
Yeah, I just started blasting.
Just blasting everything.
If we ever get a show shirt, that's going to be the first show shirt. I just started
Danny
blasting.
DeVito right here.
I just started blasting the Aquila.
It's just all of our characters on it with just that on top of it. Just start blasting.
All right, Barbosa.
Hi, my name's Zach. I'm Noctis in the channel, and I'm playing Barbosa. And right, so basically, my highlight yesterday is I'll bag me a dire lion.
You did kill a dire lion.
I got me a dire lion.
It almost killed poor Chambers, but he'll be okay.
Right, he'll be alright.
It's just an
Just
eye.
an eye. It's just an eye.
He's got two. He had two.
I'll give him a metal one.
Yeah, he'll get a new one. Who cares?
He will get better eyes replacement. He's fine.
Arguably, yeah.
He becomes a sniper. The sniper flamer. I found the will of fire.
He doesn't even need to see. What if he just
Becomes
gets
a psyker.
He just gets thermal vision in one eye. Just can't see anything just because of the flamer.
Bright white everywhere he looks.
Right,
Close
why?
enough.
Like, yep, looks right.
No, see, now he doesn't even have to close his eyes anymore. He gets the other one taken out too, so he can look while he's burning things. Like, yes, I can see it all now. The flame guides the way.
Just get lenses. That dark, yeah. Okay, that'll be fun for him.
He's like, what's his name from Deus Ex? Like, shink.
Yeah. All right, and last but not least, Modius.
Yes, I am Brian. I go by B Guns in the Discord channel. I am playing Modius Skyguard, the Navigator, and I am, thanks to some lions and a couple other shady characters, no longer the biggest threat to the party, apparently. So I can wander around untethered, at least for now.
Keep blood in the face. We will not mandicle.
It's all cleaned up, no worries. No worries.
Thought you was going witch on me.
All right, and we're gonna do something new for the night. I'm gonna roll a D4. So 1 is Phalos, 2 is Lothos, 3 is Modius, 4 is Barbosa. And whoever hits does the recap of last session.
Oh my.
I think it is...
That's me, so help me out if I go astray.
All right.
So to tie in, we had made our way away from a long blaze that we had set and we ended up coming up on a couple of people that we saw around the campfire. We walked up, and instead of just blasting, we actually decided to talk to them. And turns out they were full-blown fucking heretics, right? And then decided to lead us to their God Emperor. Is that what they actually called him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was it the God Emperor? It
God
was-
Emperor, God King.
and it turned out being this big-ass mofo and some power armor, and he turned out to be the one that actually made my face bleed. So we had a little chat, decided we were no match for him, and he basically gave us a bit of a quest that said, if you can go find this wizard that actually, I think, drew blood from him, or actually basically gave him a little bit of a tussle, I will not kill you, for lack
Pretty
of a better
much.
term.
Pretty much.
So we, along with our compadres and our one new possible friend and a couple other heretics, basically led us a little bit south, got outside of the walls. We ran into basically the shittiest slums you could imagine, and then a little bit more shittier than that.
Full of
Ma-
mutants. Mutants everywhere.
Yeah, mutants everywhere. We actually, Lothos ended up getting scratched or grabbed or lost some chunk of his leg, I think, to one of them. And then we did start blasting, took out a whole bunch of those motherfuckers, and then made our way quickly a little bit further south. Had to make camp for a little while. As we were making camp, Barbosa took the first watch and spotted a dire lion, was it?
It's like a normal lion. It's just dire.
Yeah, just dire. And so instead of letting it pass, he put a hole in its head, dropped him immediately, which was beautiful. So one of our friends, one of our friends went out to go check on it and found that there actually was two. Ended up getting his head inside the maw of this second dire lion,
Mm-hmm.
but didn't die, amazingly enough. Lost an eye, I think, or if it's not gone, it's certainly not working anymore. But I think we all learned a lesson that night. So we finished up with that, finished up our camp, we made our way into a little bit closer to the what was it? Is the Red Wizard or the Red Tower?
So it is the Obsidian Gate,
Obsidian.
and you are
Okay.
hunting the Red Wizard, as they call it.
Red Wizard, that's what it was. Yes, and we ended up, thankfully, with a very, I think it was a Nat 1 roll. We actually did not get ambushed and ended up having to shoot down a couple of foes, and I think that's about where we're at right now.
Pretty
Did we
much.
make it
We carved like little dog tags out of their chests, so they're like 12,000-year-old Imperial.
Oh, yeah,
ones
yeah,
that
that was
have
kind
been,
of
like mutated into
And then, yeah.
whatever the hell they are now.
You know,
Yeah.
the end of the night,
And there was a creepy bird-headed thing.
lots of them.
Mm.
Then, you know, a space wolf.
Oh yeah, the space wolf dropped out of a tree and killed one of the knights.
Oh, yeah, it just kind of nixed out the whole last hour of that.
We have to lead up to this. Because that
Moment.
happened moments ago.
So the
Um,
one whose name I couldn't say is now dead, and I think it's Friedrich.
Leerling
Yeah.
was the one who was shot.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you guys pretty much,
Yeah.
you guys found your way through this sort of icy mangrove grove, where you encountered some aberrations of the warp, essentially, that was mutated by its taint and influence.
I did that without actually looking at my notes. That might have helped.
No, hey, good enough for me. But you guys were successful in fending them off. Your Imperial Guardsmen, your Flamer units, as well as Lieutenant Daniels and the NCOs. You guys were all very effective at quickly and efficiently fending off these swarms of creatures. That
Hero
displayed
got to
some.
use his grenade.
Yeah, he did get to finally use his grenade. He has one more. He's saving it
Save
for
it.
something special. Yeah, as all guardsmen do.
I think it was well used last time, yeah.
Which displayed some sort of intelligence amongst them. And the session ended with don't know what you'd call it, a bolt, a blast, a shot from a rifle, essentially coring out Luring's left eye as a Space Wolf scout dropped from the trees. You guys having your new inquisitorial rosary, essentially, which is a display of your rank and position. Him seeing that identified you all, and you guys are met with that scene where you have this person, and I do have a picture for him, which I forgot to upload, so I'll do that now.
A picture of a space wolf?
Of this Space Wolf, because he's not a full Space Wolf. He's a
Here's
baby
the-
Space Wolf.
I was one of the trainees.
Here's the picture from the original Codex. I think is hilarious. Dropping into the Discord.
Nice.
I don't know where it's... Oh, there it is.
I mean, he's got that rocket mohawk.
That's pretty
Yeah,
badass.
Yeah, there was in the 90s, the Mohawks were
A thing.
a big deal.
Doesn't he just look like he's about to ride off on a motorcycle?
So this
Oh,
is
nice.
Nice.
who you see in front of you, minus bolt pistol.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Instead, he has a long las and a sort of heavy mesh and canvas camo cloak. He gets dropped from the trees. Friedrich and Wilhelm have drawn their weapons. They are looking angrily at the Space Wolf, concerned about what's going on. They're sort of shouting to each other in their sort of broken down, low Gothic. Wilhelm is attempting to see if Veering is alive. He is not.
He is not.
The Space Wolf is showing no interest in them whatsoever. And he is just turned to you guys and is just sort of nodding and smiling and seeing what you guys are doing next.
Well, it's great to see that we actually find one of the scouts that were sent here. That's actually a great thing. Leave one, if we can, leave one of those guys alive. Just looking over at the guards. Leave one of them alive. We're going to need them for information.
Barbosa, who was your favorite again?
Right, that Friedrich fella, I think he might be able to see reason, right? I almost had him, but this bloke in the mountain, in over there in the city, he's a right bad bloke, and he just gonna have him a little bit. But I think we might be able to get him.
Yes.
Right, what about the other?
I ain't talked to him too much yet, so we'll have to wait and see about it. Keep them both till they do something crazy.
As you
By the way, this is an angel, or we're right, you're wrong, yeah?
Whoa. Sort of raises, and he doesn't look quite like a Space Marine yet. He's bigger. He's gone through some of the surgical augmentation. It's a very long process to become a Space Wolf. He's gone through genetic treatment and augmentation. He's larger. He's more physically intricate. You see that parts of the gene seed have been implemented, thus the more canid features of his face and expression. He doesn't seem to be minding the temperature whatsoever. He's bare-armed. The cloak is purely for camouflage purposes, it seems. He doesn't look like the other Space Wolves. He has dark sort of hair. He looks to maybe have come from a hive world at some point in time. You see a number of piercings along his ears, and maybe the remains of an old, maybe gang tattoo on his neck. Space Marines very often recruit from hive worlds, along with other places.
Is he pretty big?
He's
Like
yeah,
same size as
he's
him?
probably about. He's gone through several augmentations, so he's probably about.
7 foot, not
he's
8.
probably about. He's around 7 foot, give or take a few inches.
So he's like Shaq. It's
Yeah.
like standing next to
He's
Shaq.
a large man. Friedrich will charge forward
Ah.
at the Space Marine, swinging a sword and yelling something.
Something.
Meine Freund, du hast getötet.
He does very well. The Space Marine will attempt to dodge. The Space Marine will dodge. So as he comes forward, swinging this large, sort of crude-looking, heavy-hefted battle axe over his head and yelling something about retribution, it's kind of hard to understand. You see him swing a very, actually, decisive blow towards the Space Wolf, which probably, it would have easily cleaved into one of you past your armor. But the Space Wolf just nonchalantly just parries it out of the way and lets the power carry it through and just sort of pushes him along so he tumbles and falls over himself in his heavy plate mail.
Right, see, he's got a good spirit, he does.
He doesn't know better.
Before we continue, I only killed the one because he was a spy.
Right. Well, I
Check.
thought he was a fishy one.
Check his bag.
Well then, that's interesting. Just goes over and starts looking through his stuff.
Yeah, so you go through his bag, and you find a number of things. You find a small, what looks to be jury-rigged Voxcaster. You find a number of strange-looking, sort of dark, almost obsidian stones with these strange symbols and etchings carved onto it that they feel sort of warm and slimy in your hands when you touch them, even through your gloves, and you don't really like having them.
Hey, Modius, I have something for you to look at if you wouldn't mind.
Upon seeing all this weird shit in there, I'm gonna be like, right, he's a witch. I'm gonna proceed to grab his body and drag it off to the side and get one of the flamer dudes. Be like, right, but well, first I'll search his body. I'll pat him down, see if there's anything else good on him. Like, kind of probably like take off his armor and like rip his shirt open, see if there's any witch marks or anything like that, anything to confirm, anything like that. And then, depending on what I find doing that, he's burning either way. But I don't know if I find anything on the way there.
Okay. So Lothos, you're going through the bag. Barbosa, you're
his
playing with the
weapon?
body. His weapon, he had a great sword.
I'm gonna pick it up and give it some experimental swings.
It's a nice made great sword. Doesn't seem to be like it's a great sword. You know, it's a very, very large sword. It's very heavy, but it looks very well made as well. It looks like it's seen some use.
Just
He's
after
not gonna need it
experimenting-
anymore.
No. After
He
swinging
does
it
not
with
need
a few
it.
times, I'm gonna retrieve whatever he used to carry this son of a bitch and put it on. I assume he had a scabbard.
It's too big for a scabbard. It basically just has a sling. It's either thrown over the shoulder or just carried at the side.
The tech priest now has a great sword.
I mean, think about it. He's got
Yes.
magnet hands. He could throw it and then Jedi shit.
I do have magnet hands.
Just waves it back and forth
Fucking
really
cool.
fast in front of them.
Just like makes a special thing. It just sits here and spins.
That'll be your crit effect with the great sword. Okay. It's like your Mortal Kombat finisher.
Yeah, so I'm gonna fix that back there and just pass it off to some of the tendrils and doodads I've got to just have it set behind me as I gather with Modeus and
Yeah.
Lothos.
Okay. And Modeus, what are you doing? Are you?
Well, Lothos, you said you had something of note?
Yes, these weird slimy stone things. They seem like they're up your alley of expertise. As I just hand them off.
I'll accept them, but be curious as to why you think this is my expertise.
You seem to know a lot about, the witch stuff.
So can I
Yeah. Forbidden Lore.
gather anything from him?
Forbidden Lore Heresy plus 10.
Okay, so that's 42. That would be. I'm looking for. Oh yeah, that wins. That beats.
Beats. All right. How many degrees of success?
It was 52. Was
Okay,
what I
so
got,
1 degree of
just
success.
one.
Yeah. You take a look at these things. They're obviously of some sort of heretical being, just from their appearance and presence, and some of the transcriptions of the runes on them. Given your knowledge of heresy, what you've studied aboard the ship, your own experiences with navigating the warp and witnessing the effects of the warp firsthand, you would devise that these are kind of like astropathic channel stones. So basically like a two-way walkie-talkie that allows pretty much the same thing that astropaths do, which is send messages through the warp over great distances.
Interesting.
Like each little rock is one, or like a channel, or
These are the set, and then there's a paired set as well.
okay,
They are the one item. There are two.
So
stones,
he's
but they
got
are
the
one
one.
item.
So he's got a Palantir, basically.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay.
Should lend us curious to know who's on the other end of
You could use them.
this pathway.
But
Would I
do
know
you
how
get
to use them?
Oh no.
pictures of these stones and things? I want to check out this jury-rigged Boxcaster because it should not work.
Yeah.
It is a heresy.
Give
to all
me
things.
a tech use roll plus 20
Well, okay.
on top of your other any bonuses.
Yeah.
It's like when I try to snipe somebody right now. It's like I have to roll under a 152.
Alright, guys. I'm actually built for this thing. I had to beat. Really? I had to beat a 91. I'm burning a face. Fuck you, guys.
You jinxed yourself.
You
jinxed
say that. I
yourself.
did what
You
you
did.
told me to. I waited till I rolled to reveal the number.
I
That's
can't
much
believe
better. 2
you were
degrees of
too
success.
It's fantastic.
Okay, you look at it for a second. You're like, no, it's you. Take a look at it. You're like, it's broken. It's every mechanical thing's broken, and then it sort of just registers its electrical field through your half metal anyway. Kind of take a closer look at it. You see that it has a supplementary battery pack that looks very old and that has sort of been jury-rigged and re-spliced together, which is heresy. Actually, it's actual heresy for a tech priest. You can't do that.
Shit. You can't make
But-
no shit.
As you fiddle around with it, it does turn on and seems like it's like receiving and transmitting. If you would push down the button, it's basically a walkie-talkie.
Is it maybe a little bit better than a normal walkie-talkie? Could this heresy?
I
have
mean,
achieved
it's like only this big. It's got a stubby little jury-rigged antenna. Looks to be some sort of copper wiring spooled around a probe. Like, it looks like it could be actually pretty long range and effective. But
I was gonna try
And
to
it's
figure out
handheld. It doesn't
what
have
kind of
your
range?
entire back.
who
Yeah, I'm
knows?
turning that shit back off,
Well, it's heresy,
and I want to. Yeah, well.
but it's
Yeah.
a clue.
In fact, you turning it on was probably heresy.
I didn't think it was possible to turn it on. When the tech priest starts falling down heresy.
I'm gonna drop that shit to the ground. And
You don't have to
Hello.
destroy it.
no, I'm not going to. I'm gonna contemplate it. I'm gonna go as far as pointing a hand cannon at it and thinking for a second, and put off that. For
Use the
removal
great sword.
from information. If I grabbed the hammer, I was straight up just gonna smash it. It's just not a good.
It was made in the forges of Mount Doom, and only there can it be unmade.
So, after choosing not to destroy it, I'm gonna turn on this marine. What is your name, marine?
They call me Bjorn.
Well, Bjorn, technology does not work here. That's blasphemy.
Yes, it does.
So I will be examining your weapon and hoping I am not finding sign.
No, you won't.
Is everything still not working where we're at?
Your guys' stuff is still not working. Yes.
The tech priest is doing it again!
But
Not
again,
the Space Marine! Don't do it to the Space Marine!
He's
gonna
looking at
Kill
his
us
weapon.
all!
I'm looking.
I'm just gonna let you die. Like,
Hey,
We can
Barbosa,
take it.
you're burning a corpse. I'm looking through a bag.
We could
Modeus
take
is
it.
doing it. Let the
Doing
tech
my
priest
warp
do what he
shit.
does best.
looking at his weapon from where I am, is it similar strange tech?
No. It's a very nicely, very well kept
It's
las
just a
carbine.
good gun.
It's
So
nicer
it's
than
not
pretty much any.
strange.
It's extremely well kept. It's beautiful. It's a Space Marines las gun. Like, Space Marines don't use las guns; they're too small. So, basically, part of the initiate's training, like, a bolter's a relic. You can't just make more bolters. So everyone is treated basically like a holy relic, like it's the last one ever. And usually these bolters are given to a Space Marine, and they'll have them for thousands and thousands of years. So that it's kind of like the imprinting of always having your weapon at its peak efficiency, performance, and cleanliness, and maintaining as part of their sort of dogmatic initiation and like mind breaking into conditioning them into Space Marines, because you can't just make them anymore. You have to indoctrinate people into becoming Space Marines.
Gun shouldn't work here, right?
Yours don't.
Mine doesn't work.
Mine works just fine.
I have to agree, mine works perfectly fine as well.
See these shiny laser beams? That's why you use a bullet.
In fairness, I was dropped several thousand miles north.
Right on, mate. Not you. You look like you got a fancy gun. I'm talking this bloke.
No,
Several thousand miles. What you say?
I walked.
1,000 miles. You trying to get to the city?
No, I was told to scout out the northern reaches.
Right.
When I could not make contact with the rest of my pack, I traveled south to interact with them. I came across you several days ago. Followed you.
Right, mate. Well, let me give you the skinny, yeah? So, there's a bloke. Look a lot like you blokes. Bigger though. Big bloke. Power armor. Whole lot. He's
He'll
over
sort
there.
of and look at the guardsmen and Wilhelm and Friedrich. Friedrich is on the ground now, sort of just staring angrily. Wilhelm hasn't moved from where Loring is. He's actually very close to you guys. He's got his sword's on the ground. His hand's next to it, and he's sort of just looking at everyone very slowly and trying to figure out what the best option is for him right now.
He should charge the flamer unit. He should charge the flamer unit.
I'll take 5 steps back.
I'm gonna kind of just lean in and be like,
Right. Oh, them lot. I feel we should let them know what's going on anyways here. Give them a chance and, switch to the right side. And if not, then...
He doesn't know anything.
Okay, so you're going through the bag. That's pretty much all you're going to find in his satchel, Lothos.
oh, then I was gonna clean the body, but
No,
kinda
he
just
has a
skipped
few,
over.
like, gold coins, food, stuff like that. Like, who gives a shit?
What are gold coins for? Weird. Heresy.
Tosses it to the water.
Like, oh, no, it's a good conductor, yeah. Cole's an excellent conductor.
It has more technology shit.
Throws coins.
Wait, no, it should be used for skulls.
Barbosa.
Yeah.
As you're working the body, and Beryl will come over to help you. He's taking a liking to you. You're both men of violence. You'll start stripping the armor off, and it's a lot. It's like a full set of plate armor. Eventually, you guys just
I would just
produce,
take
like,
my mono
your
sword,
knives out.
or my mono knife, and just cut along the sides, rip that breastplate
Basically,
open, and then
yeah, Beryl does the same thing. Like, you both just start cutting this shit off. If you didn't, you may be able to salvage this armor.
fuck that armor.
Alright. Yep. You slice it apart, and as you remove the arms, you notice something interesting on the skin. You see this sort of black line work underneath. And Friedrich is nearby, and he's like, the taint of corrupt... Oh, no, he was the German one. The taint of corruption. I'll figure it out.
Right, what do you mean? You seen this before, yeah?
They say that... Oh, now he's French.
Really? Monsieur, I've seen this many a time.
Hey, that works.
Scale is
They say
scale.
that once the corruption takes you over, the blackness of the veins that corrupts you seeps into your heart and takes you from the inside. As you
Oh, wow.
continue to remove the armor, you see that he is actually heavily cybernetically augmented. And it looks like he has a number of tattoos across his body. Similar to the ones that you may have seen on certain Imperial Guardsmen that you guys have run across. There's a number of scars and stitches. It looks like a good section of his intestine and ribcage has been replaced. Looks like some sort of explosion. As you continue to remove body, you see that other parts of his intestines and pelvis have also been replaced. There are a number of more tattoos. You see bullet holes or bullet scars on some of his body parts that's healed over. And as you're doing this, Friedrich and Wilhelm will just, like, their eyes will just widen, like, Friedrich will take off his helmet, Wilhelm will, like, sort of unbuckle his, and they're just sort of staring at you guys like, what is that?
Right, well, that's a question for this bloke right here. And we're like, oh, red man, take a look at this.
To distract you from your contemplation of the radio.
He's just holding it there like the skull in Hamlet, like, I've
they
seen
seem like-
such horrors.
Do they seem like legitimately shocked
Yeah.
to see this?
Oh yeah, they're terrified.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Over.
I'm gonna look at the other folks too while we're waiting for him. I'm gonna be like,
Right, you might want to take your arm off real quick. Yes, we're gonna have to do an inspection, mates.
Friedrich will start to say something, and Wilhelm will just be like, Comrade, maybe not right time to be resisting things. I fear that there's much more going on than we may be aware of.
Right, see, he's smart too. We should keep them both.
You only know.
Seems like we have quite a bit of people that belong to our little group. Yeah, lovely.
Just wait till they get on the ship, eh? The look on their face is gonna be priceless.
Friedrich looks frightened. He's very confused. Like, a lot's happening. Wilhelm seems to be taking it a little better. Maybe he's just a more intelligent or open-minded individual. But he will begin, like, he'll hold up his hands, like, push his sword away from him. He's kneeling pretty much right next to Lothos. He'll just sort of push it away and slowly begin, like, stripping down to his underclothes, essentially.
And with him starting to do that, I'm going to actually give orders to what left of the guards we have in the area and pretty much have them make a perimeter. While
They're
we're
already
doing
on
this.
it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, Lieutenant Daniels, Stock, and the rest of the units haven't moved. Aside from Chambers, who's going to be standing by with his flamer to burn the body. They will say, Chambers will give you a rundown off to the side, because usually you guys don't know this kind of things. He will tell you, though, Barbosa, just so you know, tanks are down to half.
Right. Don't worry about burning the body then. I'll just do it the old-fashioned way.
and I'll just kind of put my hand on my chainsaw and be like,
I'll make sure he stays down.
We'll just sort of nod and stand there smoking because he doesn't want to kneel down in the cold water.
I'm gonna light
He
a
looks
stick too.
like he's pretending to stand by and wait on your order.
Like, right, you smoke that low stick, soldier. I'm gonna go back over this crazy chopped up bloke over here.
As you order, neophyte.
Then I'll just kind of wander back over into where I'm assuming the body examination is occurring.
Cybernetics and see if there's anything other than what standard for each one.
Give
Just trying to get some
me.
insight to this biologos.
Give me. This is not a biologos.
Well, no, the guy. I'm assuming he did this.
Give me a Medicaid check. Plus 20. No, no detriments if you don't have it, because it has to do with cybernetics.
Oh. Well, okay then.
Usually, it's not going to be how we do this, but...
Nice.
I needed a 71.
yeah. So, you have a lot of cybernetics. I'm not going to say that you don't know how cybernetics work or look. Now, give me an Imperial Guard common lore check. Plus 10. Plus 20. Even better. Okay, so you're looking at this guy, and the body's stripped down now. And you take a few minutes to sort of look him over. You'll cut away some of the flesh and see where the cybernetics end and the flesh begins and everything like that, and how they're implemented, the tattoos and various scars and things like that. This guy wasn't born on a fucking feral quarantine world. This guy has spent time in the Imperial Guard, at least 30 years, has been shot multiple times, and the wounds across his chest look to have been made by some sort of explosion that was miraculously able to save him. He's a guardsman, not a fucking feudal world peasant.
After I kind of finish my examination, I'm going to get up and turn to the guys who've been stripping down. When did this one come to?
We don't know. He's in the city, part of the... Oh, shit. We don't know. He was in city, part of noble houses. We worked with him over the past 5 years.
So at least being here 5 years.
He has been here a long time. He has gone through the Temple Academy. He has been blessed by the God Emperor.
He has been through some academy, which presumably takes more years. This man is not from this planet.
What?
He
Right,
bears
mate.
scars from weapons you are not having here.
Right, mate, so it was trippy for me too. So this is what it is, right? So, like, you know, you think everything's flat. It ain't flat, mate. It's round, right? You're on this big old ball just floating in space. This is fucking space, mate. And there's a bunch of other balls all floating around out there too. And then there's like everything is on this rock's on that rock too. And then we got special ships, right? And they go into hell. And you fly through hell to get to the other rocks.
I was simply going to say he is from the heavens as we are, because it was simpler. But it's good explanation also.
They didn't really understand a word you said.
Being, this one,
He's... So what you are saying is he is, how do you say, golem?
Oh, mate, he's like one of them, and I'm gonna grab a guardsman. I'm gonna grab some Chambers. I'm gonna be like, "Oi, Chambers, over here, mate." I'm gonna be like, "See
Yes.
him? They from the set. They got the same job. He used to be him. Yeah, they're the same. See, same bloke. Just he got
Same
blown up."
Chambers is just standing there like...
No,
The
mate. Like,
explanations may be too far.
well, there's a bunch of you night
above.
blokes, right? They're both knights. They're from. Look, like you got these little knights here, but we from there's a lot more of them.
Am I...
Oh, they're retarded. Kill him. You'll see once you get on the ship. I have an aneurysm.
They're very confused. They have both stripped down to this point. They have scars, but they look like normal scars that you would have from, like, life. They look like D&D character scars, like long slashes, tears, breaks. They're
Pigs of
not...
dire lions.
I mean, not even stuff like arrow wounds, stuff like that. Like, no bullet holes, no, like, burn marks, nothing, you know, no chemical burns. Just, you know, slashes, cuts, abrasions. Wilhelm's missing a toe or two. You know, shit like that. They seem to be fairly clear of mutations. Once they're out of their armor, they're a little more spindly. Like, they're large, but they're almost, like, overgrown. Like, if they threw muscle on, they'd probably be incredibly imposing. But maybe it's just the fact that their diet is shit, or it's the after effects of the warp, or it's some latent mutation.
Or gravity's something different on the planet.
Something,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Different gravity.
Well, for the most part,
Something
it seems
like
like they're clear. So,
Right, yeah. So, you blokes see we didn't kill a good guy, right? Killed a creepy metal man spy. Yeah? So, and now you're gonna believe what I tell you. Here's the real tricky bit, mate, right? You're gonna have to get over this hurdle. Your guys, as you think's the Gold King, yeah, he's kind of like an imposter, you might say. Yeah, he's not the real one. There's a bigger bloke than where we come from, and he like trying to, he's copying him, yeah? Going the same thing.
Bjorn will speak up. Maybe it would be easier if we just contact my chapter in orbit and they can come down and we can properly induct these people back into the Imperium.
As we understand, they've lost all contact.
Right, we can do that, mate?
Well, that's why we're here, is it not?
Well, we were told that you was all dead and they ain't been able to contact nobody.
How long are you being on the world?
Quite some time, a few months.
Well, the world is now quarantined.
Well, it is still quarantined, I understand. I also understand I was told to come down here and be on the lookout for any advantageous assets for reintegration.
Oh, mate, well, we know where the bloke, well, they know anyways, where the bloke, the whole Red Wizard, the dude we here to look for, yeah, well, that, and in the city back there, we need to get that place back. Also, there's one of your blokes there. He doesn't really seem to know that he's one of your blokes.
I'm
but,
sorry,
like,
why is the Inquisition on this planet?
a long chain of heresy leads way, way back to far off places, and we're trying to find out where this weird liquor came from. It's really strange. I don't really know why they don't just have me go and kill somebody, but they want me to go hunt down.
And you're here after a wizard.
Right, that's what the blokes here call him. They call him the Red Wizard. Might be a witch.
from what we've heard, it's
Metal witch.
tech priest by logos, from what we've been informed about.
We'll mull this information over for a little bit. Okay. And I'm assuming you just tell him about Dimarius and how he looks
Yeah,
like a
like,
space
you
marine
know,
and
yeah, dude
give
looks
him
like
the
Space
general-
Marine. It looked like his armor, because I saw that like his
Uh-huh.
armor had been scrubbed, like kind of be like, I think, but he doesn't seem to know anything about anything, so,
Yeah.
and basically said that, you know, wanted us to take care of this guy and pardon for bullshit or whatever. Yeah, the whole rundown.
Are you having method of contacting other space wolves?
Well, I know that other members of my pack were sent to investigate an old communications station that they had scouted from orbit. It was actually my next destination, but it is some days, I think, away from where you are headed.
When last we spoke to Ragnar, he had sent several scouts down
Yes, my pack.
with no contact since.
We are not given contact. We are given our mission to complete, and when our mission is completed, we will be able to contact. Until then, we operate, we survive.
Bjorn, you said you were following us for some time now,
A day or two, yes.
and that's how you figured out this one here was a spy?
Yes, when he went off on watch, he would whisper to the stones and cradle and coddle them. He
Did
seemed
you
to
hear
be
any
able-
of his conversations?
Only saw, but it seemed like he was talking to those large creatures that attacked your godsmen.
Right, the Dollar Lions. Delicious, by the way. I still got some meat left over.
Oh, is that what they're called? They are quite tasty, yes.
Of course, he's already eaten the dire lion. How foolish of me to think that I.
Fucking landed on this planet, just like, oh, look at that. Crikey.
He's probably already like tamed like a whole pack of them. Just like, you're mine now.
There's a big. He rides the biggest one around.
So he was walking around with some long-range communication devices in that box, and then even longer-range communications in his beads, interplanetary even, yeah?
Those are... The range on those is not
Not so much, but-
determinable by a distance.
Anywhere in the galaxy.
Yeah. Like, they are warp affected, essentially.
Curious as to who's on the other end.
So then we have information about a communication center and now also the direction of this red priest or this red wizard. Our objective is to deal with the red wizard, but it also is to gather information and find a way to get through communication back up there, so that also would be useful to look at.
Which way is this tower, Bjorn?
Tower is gonna be not the direction you guys are heading.
Of course not.
He will shrug. I have my mission. I will contact my chapter and tell them to send reinforcements if what you say is true. Then, Lord Commander be damned. We need to figure out what's going on here. But a few of your guardsmen to help me along may speed my process.
Right, mate. My thing here is this Red Wizard ain't going nowhere, right? This is his whole... He lives here, yeah? So, we go help him out. Get some reinforcement here. Then, well, I mean, I always like having the idea of a space wolf help me go kick some Red Wizard ass, yeah? I mean, he did say that the big bloke over there in the city fought him to a standstill. That means he might be a right scary fucking bloke.
So you want to go to the Red Wizard and get his help.
No.
No,
Thing
get
is-
Bjorn's
Go
help
to
to go to the
comm
river.
station.
We
Yeah.
help Bjorn take care of the comm station.
Before we go to the Red Wizard.
I will say that you have taken out one of the Red Wizard's agents. So he might suspect something is up if this guy's not checking in. I'm not saying you can't go with Bjorn, but he will complete his objective whether you go with him or whether you send some guardsmen with him.
Split the party. 2 people go with Bjorn, 2 people. It'll work out fine.
Dylan's like, I guess I'm killing half the party.
I guess everyone's dying. Inquisitor's
I
just
guess-
up in a ship. They're all just down there shooting each other. Better be safe, Exterminatus.
What if I just
Agreed to do
nuke the
inquisitorial
planet?
effects.
What if I just
Virus
kill
bomb.
everyone?
It works out perfectly. Virus bomb. Boom.
To be honest, why isn't that the first response? Like, oh, this planet was...
That's a good question. Why wasn't the first response Exterminatus?
That is why we are here and not up there.
Why was this
7
planet quarantined?
Why are we chasing?
Why are
toast.
you hunting a wizard?
Why are we chasing a toaster in robes?
He's great. You guys are gonna love him.
The dirty heretic. I've seen
But yeah, you guys are more than welcome to go help Bjorn and get the Space Marines, or attempt to essentially get the Space Marines to help you out.
Do you guys want to bring this down to a vote? Or do you want to
I
actually discuss it
mean-
back and forth? Because
I
one
think
hand,
We
should
don't have to
leave
just-
it clean.
it's gonna happen regardless if we go with them or not. So
I'd very much like to accomplish our mission at hand. With
But what if he
full
just kills
knowledge
us?
that... Well, then we will have done our part.
Right, but what are we gonna do about and not die?
Barbosa, I didn't take you the one that feared death so much.
I don't fear death. I just prefer living if it's an option I've got. why would I want to run off and get myself killed when I'm gonna have him send up a radio blast for a bunch of his blokes to come down? Yeah.
Well, your mission is not to help the Space Marines. It's just to
Well-
get the Red Wizard.
Again, it's very plausible that he is not just going to sit there for as long as it takes. He's going to be expecting something now that this one is dead.
All right, but he ain't taking Chambers.
So you
What,
guys want to give him guardsmen?
Yeah.
You guys can
Let's go.
refuse some guardsmen too. You can say fuck off. Like, go do your mission.
Well, we have not the same mission, but we are.
I don't know.
We're on
I
a-
told him to give him-
I mean, I want Space Marines to deal with that big dude in the city. Like that's
Yeah.
my. I want the Space
Yeah.
Marines to come and deal with him. I don't want to deal with him.
Hi, Jackie. Thanks for subbing. That's our
Hey,
first
Jackie.
sub, boys.
Uh,
That's our
Nice.
first sub.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mhm.
Sorry, this isn't Hoda Jackie, but they do stupid things too. Like
Yes,
wind.
we do.
mm,
What would what would Bjorn like to go with?
Bjorn would, if Bjorn gets to choose, he's gonna pick Lieutenant Daniels, one of your flamer units, and either barrel or stock.
No.
That's if he gets to choose, but you can offer. He wants
I
at
was gonna offer
least
a barrel and 2 flamers.
barrel and 2 flamers.
Just somebody to lead the flamers. From what I
Lieutenant
hear.
Daniels only has a laser pistol and a mono. No, give him Lieutenant Daniels.
Well,
He's my
Daniels
least
has
favorite.
Daniels has an autogun now.
We're just choosing which weapons go
Yeah.
with him, not which people.
That's what
but-
it is. That's what it is.
Well,
basically.
It is what
People
weapons
don't
we get.
matter.
But yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like Lieutenant Daniels is the least. He's an officer. Fuck the. From a
Okay.
postal's
Okay.
perspective.
How's this? I'm gonna roll a d6 3 times. One Daniels, 2 stock, 3 barrel. And
the
then
rest flamers.
The rest are flamers.
One of them may volunteer.
Alright, so first one, flamer.
Flamer.
Second one,
doesn't-
Lieutenant Daniels. Third one, flamer.
Flamer.
And it
There you
just
go.
happened to not be Chambers, because I did pin Chambers trigger for the guardsman.
We got stock
So,
and barrel and chambers.
You got
let's do
stock,
it,
barrel,
woo!
and Chambers with you.
Nice.
Can't
What else?
complain. I wanted
There
to
we
give him
go.
a barrel, but whatever.
Of course you want to get rid of barrel.
He's spreading bad lies about me.
You're
About
right.
the
Nothing he
bad
said is
truths.
true. Or
It is
nothing he said is untrue.
Making me look bad by talking about the things I did.
Listen,
He hasn't lied. He just told the truth.
you're not
But
wrong.
he said it with a tone.
He did.
You're right. The tech priest that the Inquisitor got doesn't like Imperial Guards or something like that.
Sorry, the
Technically.
Inquisitor doesn't like Space Wolves.
That is a good point.
Alright, so after a few minutes, you guys pretty much discuss tactics and dispositioning. Lieutenant Daniels offers to go with Bjorn because he has the proper Imperial Guardsman codes to transmit on Guardsman channels as well, and ask for even more reinforcements through his channels. Stuff like that, and he essentially wants to know from you guys if you want him to do that.
Yeah, I want my flamers to have more fuel.
No, he wants to know if you want the Imperial Guard to know about this.
Here. We want the Imperial Guard.
I mean,
Here.
I would want him to talk to the Inquisitor if at all
Go through the
possible.
Inquisitor? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he's just going to attempt to contact the Inquisitor.
And then the
Which
Inquisitor
he
can
does
decide
have.
if he wants to send more troops or whatever.
He does have access to low-level Inquisitorial channels. But
Yeah, like, what is the Inquisitor? Just tell. I would ask him to be able to update the Inquisitor on what's happened thus far,
mhm.
and, like the full breakdown on everything, and anything that he wouldn't know, update him on it.
Yeah.
Even if it burns his mind, I don't care.
Do you
Is he
allow...
gonna wipe the planet out while we're down here, knowing what we know?
It might.
He could. You know, but we did our job at least.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for. Only in death does your duty end. Anyway,
But yeah, I agree with that. Under no circumstances, tell the Imperial Guard what's up.
Okay. So you want to keep it Inquisition only?
Yeah, well, Inquisition / Space Wolves, obviously, but
Okay.
that's already kind of the situation that we're dealing with.
Well,
There's a bunch
he
of-
knows
Yeah.
more than Bjorn knows. That's when, like, he's been here the whole time. He's seen things, and he knows things. He's been around. He's going to give his report, whether he just gives it to the Inquisitor or if he gives it, like, publicly, you know, to the captain.
Yeah, I would
to
say
everyone like that.
Inquisition.
Jeez, okay.
And the Inquisitor can decide whatever he wants to do with the information.
Cool. Okay. So after a few minutes of farewells, Lieutenant Daniels, Penn, and Trigger will say goodbye. Lieutenant Daniels will put Stock in charge of the guardsmen, which
Okay.
he would be anyway since he's the senior rank. And they will begin trudging off into the wilderness with Bjorn, who will give you coordinates to this station. You won't be able to put them into anything right now, but that is there. If you guys do get your electronics working, you will be
The
able to
Auspex can navigate, yeah.
to where he
whatever,
is. Yeah.
Question: Does
Useful.
Daniels is he keeping his maps, or does he have extra maps to give to us? Because if I'm right, he was our navigator for the
He
most part.
doesn't have very many maps. He essentially has maps that were topographical maps that he drew out to plot a route to the city. So he has basically the plot routed out. He has a grid square per glass slate, and he basically lays them out in like a straight line almost to plot out the route you guys needed to take to get to the city.
So it was just the city, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have like
Nice.
maps of the area or anything like that. He brought down his own personal data slate, which was fried, which had global satellite imagery of the satellite imagery. It was a skull in space, taking pictures.
Do any of them have microbeads?
Lieutenant Daniels does.
Okay.
He's on your channel.
Good.
You'll be able to be in contact with him for a few kilometers, I believe.
I think
It's like 5 kilometers.
I think microbead is just 1 kilometer.
Just 1 kilometer, yeah. And then it's the Vox for all the bigger stuff, which...
Oh, that's right, that's right.
You could try tuning in the Voxcaster you found to your microbead
could.
channel.
I could do that.
Foxcaster is
It's
100
technically an option.
kilometers, so.
See if it has how much distance it can.
Will the Foxcaster work?
You guys do have time to like fiddle fuck around with this while stuff's being prepared and plans are being made. Do you let Friedrich and Wilhelm rearm?
Yeah.
Or what are you doing with them?
I'm gonna be talking to Friedrich and Wilhelm. Go and sit down and be like, right, blokes. So,
More talk about the stars, huh?
what y'all thinking?
Well, I think what you say is madness, but if what you say is true, then you can't really expect us to just believe it.
Right, mate. Look at me gun. I can kill people from. What do you use for distance here? Yeah, like how far have we traveled since we left?
Let's just say the horizon.
But like whatever.
They don't really like. They'll spit out a random word that means distance to them.
Right. All right.
As
and
far
then I
as
know
the
how-
Brox runs.
Right. All right, mate. So I'll find something that's like half a kilometer away,
Mm-hmm. They're not
in
gonna
the
be able to see
horizon.
that.
like just far off. The biggest thing that I could find is far away. Like, right, mate. I could get something all the way over there. You believe I came from the stars, right? And it ain't a hard sell, mate. Look at him. He's made out of metal.
We've seen people made out of metal before, the golems, from the days
Golems.
before.
Right. Days before was still going on, right? Days before ended here. It didn't end everywhere, mate.
Give me a charm check -20.
Stop making it charm. I don't have charm.
There's no persuade.
I was gonna get charm, but then now let's see.
Do we have a telescope?
Yeah, you have a tech priest.
How far off would it be for us to be able to see one of the ships with a telescope?
In space?
Yeah.
I mean, you can see planets in space.
Just start shooting beams towards the spaceship, like boop, boop.
I mean, they're not gonna see my light.
I know,
Spread
it's just-
Morse
just-
code, but it'd be great.
I mean, they're maintaining
That
a
would be
low
awesome.
enough orbit to do a drop and everything.
I was
like
thinking
that.
more so like, would these
No.
two looking up into a ship in space, if we were able to see something like that?
Here's the thing. The telescope is attached to Phalos. It's part of Phalos' body. It's not like a
Aren't those-
detachable...
Aren't those binocular things essentially a telescope too?
No, those are not like telescopes. Those are,
Okay.
you know,
Binoculars.
different, you know,
Okay.
variations of magnification, but not...
Phalos can print out like.
He's not a fucking...
He's a Polaroid.
He just had a dot matrix printer in my chest.
He's got a little slot where he keeps
Man,
film.
only if his data slate just works, because then he could just like show the image on the data slate.
He's
Like
like a
that's
Google
what it looks like.
slideshow.
It's like,
Yeah.
that's where we're from.
If you want me to
Um,
dazzle them with technology, the shit I've got that's visible, other than
Just-
metal bits.
Okay, I will say...
Flashlight, laser.
Just don't
pointer.
start talking about snake ladies.
I will
Leave that
say, if you do get a telescope, if you do manage to somewhere on this planet find a telescope, you would be able to see the ships.
We'd have to find them. I mean,
You would have to find them, yes, in
Yeah,
the
you need a telescope.
sky. You
Which
have
is
to
not
hope that
as
your
intense.
planet is facing the right direction in space. There's a lot of
How,
factors.
target -13.
Is
Oh,
your
well.
fellowship like a 10 or something?
27, and I'm not skilled in charm.
I mean,
plus
they're not-
minus
Better
20.
than mine.
It's just like, it's such a huge thing for them to comprehend.
Yeah,
Like,
we had 18 years of learning. and it's-
they're starting to doubt, like, what they've seen and that everything is the way they think it is.
Do you want to hear the prayers of our God Emperor?
Not particularly at the moment. Long-time
As-
friend and
Right,
companion.
mate, show him the
As-
skull.
As he
God.
slowly takes out the gilded skull mallet and clicks the button as it just starts floating around, yelling out.
Does his power? Is his
Yes.
power supply holy?
Yeah, we went over that. He had to roll for it, but it did.
I did, and
manage
it,
to-
Oh,
was,
okay.
and it was in the middle of the forest, like in the pitch. Like,
Oh,
They
remember that.
they like
Yeah.
collapse to the ground in fear, like batting at it away, like they're terrified of it. Necromancy! Necromancy!
Lothos is just cackling, like in the background, as he like just grabs the skull out of there and clicks the button again and puts it away. Praise be the God Emperor.
They're terrified. That did not.
Is this
help.
the point? Might this be the point where we can see what kind of test of faith they might be willing to accept? Or is it too much too soon?
Well, man, I think we should just, like,
Reintegration's a long process. It's never really described because no one gives a shit how that happens. It's boring.
Probably takes
Um,
generations.
But yeah, it takes a very long time. If the world does not openly accept the Imperium, it's a very difficult process. It's a very long process. It's sort of, you know, it's like imagine if you went back to the Renaissance and showed them an iPad. You're like, yeah, this is fucking everywhere. They'd be like, no way. Like, they just wouldn't be able to
Grasp it.
comprehend what you're saying. Yeah.
Your wish.
burn them.
So yeah, it's like once you start showing them, like you've shown them technology, you've shown them cybernetics, you're starting to sort of peel back these layers of lies that they've been
Shown
fed.
them a space wolf recruit,
Space wolves.
Ready to roll
which is
out.
probably just like Goliath for them or something like that.
Yeah.
How's this now vacant mount react to me?
Aggressively.
Gets his little port thing ready. Is like, I'll find a way.
Technically, the skill for navigate vehicle is the same regardless of what the vehicle is. Technically, he is our
Okay.
Beastmaster extraordinaire.
I'm trying to think. It wouldn't recognize you as a living thing. It would treat you with the same, like, deference as it would a tree or boulder.
What is it going to react if the tree/boulder tries to climb on its back?
I
That's,
mean, I'm trying to gauge the willingness it's gonna let me get on there.
You are an ace.
Yeah, I wanna see if I can.
But this time, if it doesn't like you, it's not going to be like the car and you get grumpy, it's going to murder you.
Yeah, I mean, there's a similarity. I talk to the machines as I try and accept.
It has
get them to
a
work with me.
spider head and a long neck. Be careful.
Spiderhead generally means
Yeah,
enemies.
there's no, like, animal handling. Shaggy
It's-
unfortunately.
I was looking for it because I was thinking about having that.
Well,
and I was like, oh,
animals aren't really.
there's like survival you could
Give me-
target.
I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm not gonna bring the reverence. 'cause
Yeah,
it's not
give
a
me
hobby.
give me an operate surface -10.
Alright. Alright, what skill?
Starts just
Cool.
clicking and beeping at it.
Starts
The only
flashing
one that's
lights
not
at
lit.
it.
It turns out it also communicates
Man.
through clicks
Oh,
and
never mind, right
beeps.
there.
Yeah, that's
Operate.
what you do. I'm not gonna.
It transforms into a motorcycle. It's like it's perfect. That makes
I
sense.
don't think you made it. No.
Let me see here.
That's my roll. It hasn't rolled yet.
Oh
That's
no, it's an 86.
No, I rolled an 86.
Oh, it just showed up. That's weird.
Okay. So it's not just gonna let you like get onto it. A, because you're heavy, and B, because it thinks you're basically a tree. It doesn't. It's not like aggressive because it doesn't. Again, like I said, recognize you as a living thing. But it's also like, get the fuck off of me. It's like if you run
pretty-
into it's like if you run into a spider web out in the woods. You're like, oh fuck.
The spider web is walking towards you and trying to actively climb onto you. Panic. Probably spook the poor thing.
Before we leave, I don't know what Barbossa's doing right now, but at some point before we all depart, there's going to be a revving of a chainsaw as I dismember.
Yeah, well, let's not forget about handling business.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely dismember, bro.
Yeah.
He's a techie witch. That's worse.
Friedrich's gonna look away. Wilhelm's just gonna like stare at it, and he's been very quiet. He's absorbing everything. He's thinking. He's got those gears turning in his head. Those gears that indicate a mind that's ripe for either enlightenment or heresy. One of the two. He's watching. He's learning. He's watching your weapons and the way you talk and the way you act.
Technically,
So,
we're still helping out his.
He's still on his quest. He's still like doing his mission. But things are
He's just learning a lot.
he's smart. That much like you could just tell by being around. Like he's definitely more intelligent than most of like the peasantry you run across. He's also not a mutant. But he is
Right, that's why-
probably like his mother's sister's father or something.
Yeah, well, you know, can't all
Pros, cons. You know, you can't please
can't all have a big gene pool.
We did our best for 13,000 years.
I'm surprised they aren't. I'm surprised they're able to speak.
Well, a good portion of them can't. But we don't
We saw those back in the slums.
talk about the mass murder that occurred here.
That wasn't murder.
No, it wasn't. It was a purge. Yeah, so you pick up the body. They're rearmed. You guys have discussed. You guys still want to make your way to Old Town?
Yeah.
You basically have to pass through it on your way to the tower.
It was either Old Town or the
Or the
weird
spooky
Whisper-
woods,
Or
yeah.
Yeah, the
Whisperwood.
Whispering Wood. Whisper.
So yeah, Old Town seems like
It's either
the more
either
useful
those
location.
or Big Mutant Thing.
Yeah.
I'm scared
Yeah.
Big Mutant Thing is probably what we saw, like that painted that little cabin.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Not you, because you're going to Old Town. But they're going to go to Old Town after we take a little break. If you guys are watching the show, thanks for watching, Jackie and Sarah. Yes. Sarah and
Yes.
Gerald. Thank you guys for tuning in and being active in the chat. We hope you guys stick around.
Yes.
We will be back in just a few minutes. We're just going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. Alright, welcome back everyone to Dark Heresy, Whispers of the Eye. We are just coming back from our break, and our group of acolytes have left the mangrove swamps and come to Old Town. So you travel through these mangroves for a little bit longer, a few more hours at most, going a bit faster with the smaller guard, but also going more carefully and tactically, since you have ran across those aberrations of past guardsmen. However, the mangroves seem quiet. There's no more echoing call of laughter, no more sloshing of long dead corpse feet through the muck and vines. It is just you. Eventually you break through and come out of the water, and as with most sort of terrain changes, there's a thick growth of underbrush and foliage density change. And you come across overlooking a vast, ancient imperial city.
Looks a lot like Dubai.
Oh, weird.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Again, vast spires and spines, possibly the beginnings of a hive. Less formed, however, than the city of Renathia, where Dimarius now resides. These were colony cities. It seems to have been a rather large city. When they say Old Town, they probably mean Old Megacity. It's very large. A lot of it has degraded to rubble and been overtaken by the forest and jungle. It seems to be... You guys are raised up. You're almost on a rise, and this sort of descends down into a valley. And there has been snow falling and sleet and rain. It hasn't been pleasant. It hasn't been terrible. But you notice that there is a heavy steam and fog over the city. And that even gusting up from the valley below, there are these this hot, humid breeze sort of flowing up from there.
So we have
So
to go
we were where
through
before?
that?
That is
So-
the most...
Sorry.
Now I'm thinking about how to do French. That is the most
Douchebaggy.
direct path, oui? The main street through the old town is haunted by ghosts of past, but it is the most direct path to Wizard's Tower. They say that on clear days you can even see it over the city.
Right.
I lean over to Phalos. Do you think they might mean technology as ghost?
You're muted.
Oh,
You're
yeah, you
muted.
muted.
I thought you were thinking for a second, but then I
Should
thought you were going like,
good.
what am I gonna say?
Nothing I've got says I'm muted. Can
Okay, you're back.
There
You're
we
good
go.
now.
There you go.
Excellent. Now I gotta think back to what I said. It's possible to uninitiated, uneducated, that technology may seem as spirit, but for people who are calling witches friends and priest wizards, I am unsure what they meant by.
Well, when they were talking about Old Town, I was expecting like small, like kind of like the last one. This is.
Nah, this is what I thought would be, yeah. Yeah, that's what I said, Tech Priest. We're gonna bring you through here. Maybe you find some goodies, yeah? I never got into it too much myself, but I used to know a lot of blokes, right? What they did is they'd find places, forgotten places like this, right? And they go and they hunt around, they find that old stuff, make you a lot of money with it, yeah? Good stuff, that.
Well, we will keep eye out for anything that is maybe useful or salvageable, but it has clearly been a long time.
Yeah, you know Imperial stuff, made to last, yeah?
Just gonna look at all these trees reclaiming the town.
Yeah, it seems to be that the city was once much bigger, and that has sort of eroded inwards. Even the fact that it has sunk into the valley below probably means that some understructure has collapsed over the thousands of years, and the city has actually sank. probably once being flush with the geography that you are on now.
Is it like flooded, or is it just like really
There
humid?
is a large river running through it. You see off to your right, some distance, there is a falls that forms it, and the river runs through. It doesn't seem to be like a lake down there. No, it doesn't seem to be like that. It does seem to be... The fog is very thick. And it is very warm. You can, as I said before, feel the gusts of heat, so you can't really see too far down into the rubble in the city below.
So where we were before was like 40 degrees Celsius or something like that, right? Or in Celsius.
It's
Fahrenheit.
like... Yeah, so
And
I
the swamps?
said going through this mangrove forest is probably
It
a
was
little
just
cooler.
above freezing
It's probably below freezing.
in the mangrove swamp.
Yeah.
Okay, and then now this valley seems to be what, like 60 degrees, 80
Like
degrees, 100
70
degrees.
to 90.
So Florida. So we just walked into Florida.
You're not in it yet. It's down below you. You're feeling
Yeah,
these
yeah.
gusts, coming up from below, but it does seem to be significantly warmer down there.
One
yes.
does not just walk into Florida.
Once you go in, there's no coming out. It takes a little piece of you each time.
Does it seem any more or less inhabited? I'm just wondering if it's any just quieter here, or is nature reclaimed it to the point that there's still whatever other noises would be.
Well, there's been, as for animals, you guys have seen some form. You've seen, of course, the steeds that are with you.
Birds or little chipmunk things or anything like that.
You guys
or...
haven't seen too much lower wildlife. And that's confusing, and that's disconcerting. And it seems to be the same down there, where you think there would be a mass of wildlife and birds and other tropical things. You don't hear or see anything, but you are some distance away as well.
Well, we'll have to keep on our toes for sure. Whatever the ghosts are that they claim to be here, they certainly don't seem like the good kind of anything.
Oh man, I'm telling you, there's no such thing as ghosts. Never seen a ghost. All the shit I've seen, I ain't never seen no ghost.
A ghost, to be literal, could be many things.
Right, it's just a mannequin that's walking around in a shopping mall.
I don't know if there's any analog to that in 40K, but whatever.
And did Phalos bring that that Voxcaster with?
Technically, I'm not leaving it behind.
For it to fall in
Only
the hands of
curious
someone
because-
else.
Yeah, is it something that would we'd have to turn on to hear, or would it be like walkie-talkie where it would just like if somebody was trying to use it from the other side?
If it's on, you will be able to receive.
Which it is not.
Out of curiosity, should we just leave it away, take it with? Could offer clues as to what we might expect to see.
Liking idea of operating this device, even leaving it powered, seems risky. But if you would like to talk to whomever is on the other side, I will not be stopping you.
I'm not good with those things.
Well, we don't want nobody to know we come and keep it quiet. We'll keep it quiet till afterwards, then we go and see who's on the other side.
I suppose what I was inferring though is I'd like to know if we're being expected.
Well, if
Just
this device
food for
is
thought.
Expect it, they'll expect us, yeah? And then, if they don't expect us, it's like, right, well, we got you.
Barbosa, that makes zero sense.
They probably expect us, considering we were traveling with a spy from what seems like potentially the Red Mage, just considering all the cybernetics. I just assumed that, you know.
I follow logic. Expect to be expected, but if we are unexpectedly, it will be pleasant surprise.
Would be. It would be nice, because then we could do shootings. No one
Oh,
expected.
yeah. What's the bad side about creeping up on a bloke so he got a shotgun in his asshole?
Barbosa starting to, or Modes might be the only crazy one here. Maybe he's crazy and everybody else is sane.
Maybe he's crazy and everybody else is the same.
Am I the only one that's normal anymore?
Well, you are the mutant, so I don't know how you should take that.
Alright, mate, you gotta get on my page. I decided what's right in here, mate.
Right.
You are not crazy, Modeus. Did you hear Barbosa's insanity? It's Tech Priest we are fighting. He will not be having asshole.
You're right, mate. I gotta... Shit, well, you put a shotgun to scare fucking Tech Priest. Where's your weak point, Tech Priest? Show me. Let me know.
Oh, me.
Where's your intake port?
Did they just like syringe themselves with like nutrients? Like what?
From my understanding, is literally like they generally have these little vials, or like they'll just have like it's like a
Listen.
reactor. They just need to like just stuff in there, and they can just keep running. They don't even really need
Listen,
nutrients.
what did I say about not thinking about it too hard?
Think about it. Don't think
He's got an intake port. Okay, that's where I gotta shove the grenade to
Figure
kill
it
the
out.
metal man.
How about this? How about this? Just go for the fleshy bits if there are any.
That's pretty solid.
Softer
That's
parts.
a pretty solid combat plan for any interaction, actually.
Go for the fleshy bits. I like that. I like that. That's a good one, mate. I like that one. It's a good one.
not bad plan, though. As I was about to say, I have no weak points. I have either true flesh or pieces I will thank you for removing to be replaced with true flesh. It's no downside for me.
I'm gonna look at him. I'm like,
Oh, right, I think you're right. I think he's saying go for the fleshy bits.
He said he just offered himself up for target practice.
That is expressly not what I was saying.
I explicitly.
So you're saying I can shoot off your right arm? Good to know.
No, we're walking while this is going down, right? Okay, just checking.
Yeah,
Just checking.
Wilhelm and Friedrich have led you over to the falls, and they seem to just walk into the river, and it looks like they're walking off the edge of the cliff. And they sort of walk past the ledge and then continue down the side, and you look closer and you see that there is a sort of hidden path that leads down the side of this wall. You would not have seen it if they hadn't shown it to you. Upon closer inspection, you see that it seems to be an old maintenance railway that was probably built into the side of this wall at some point in time, probably part of the Undercity or maintenance ways beneath the city for natural gas and water and all that shit that goes into, creating a city for several billion people.
Is it underground now, or is it like the city sunk in and now
The
this
city
part
has
of it's
sunk in, and
exposed?
now this is exposed, and it's not all the way this rail. It goes down into a path and rocks, and some of this you are climbing down. There'll be parts where you guys are gonna have to take your stuff off and chuck it over, and then jump and things of that nature. It's slow going, and it's very-
parkour.
Yeah, you're fine. You could just pew, wee, pew.
He also has a grappling hook which allows him to, zip around places.
I am Batman.
Yeah, this is no problem for you. The rest of you, you're lucky that Bjorn took most of the flamer units. Because
Yeah,
lugging
we
that
got
thing
one
down
very
here
well.
has sucked. It's taken you guys a very long time, along with Friedrich and Wilhelm and their plate mail and their heavy weapons and you guys and your gear. It's not easy going. However, you guys do manage to eventually make it down, and as you descend, the temperature does begin to increase, and you see sort of condensation begin to appear on the glass of your optics or the armor of Wilhelm and Friedrich, and they begin to sweat profusely. They having not experienced this amount of heat probably ever in their lives before.
What was the climate like on Calyx 9 or whatever?
Your Halcyon?
My home planet,
Oh,
Halcyon 9.
your Halcyon was the planet you guys were just at.
No. The
Scythia?
my home
Scythia?
planet.
Desertly, so it was warm, probably 110.
Hot. Okay,
Nice.
so I was not too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a desert world, but not unbearably so.
Mm-hmm.
And then Halcyon was pretty much the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Altheus was Vietnam, more or
So
less.
similar to kind of like the Altheus.
Kind of similar to Altheus, yeah. Most similar to Altheus in planets you guys have most recently experienced. The guardsmen don't seem to give a shit. They've been through worse. They're from Armageddon. They've been through worse. But the knights are sweating profusely, and once you guys get to the ground, and you do sort of sink down to this now earthy bed with this broken, jutting Faircrete road, broken and jutting out ahead of you. And you see around you these broken vents and tubing that seem to have been either natural gas or steam vents, probably utilized by the city for heat and power, that have broken open and are now just venting this constant flow of steam into the air from whatever deep recesses and channels that they have been pulling from, which is more than likely responsible for this pocket of heat and vegetation. And it is stiflingly muggy down here. Like, the Wilhelm and Friedrich are going to have to take off their armor, essentially. They will suffer heat exhaustion if they don't. You can tell them, you can make them keep it on if you wish, because they're pretty much your servants at this point.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They're no good to us dead.
Alright. They will...
Are the animals able to make it all the way down here?
No, they abandoned the animals.
Okay.
They abandoned the animals, which seem to know the way back. Hopefully, or either that, or they're just like, yep, whatever, fuck it. Perhaps their mission, perhaps their mission is more important, or they think this is a one-way mission. As the engines of the passing Mechanicus ghosts. No.
Just what I would know about where cities draw their power. Is something still running somewhere that's generating all this?
Definitely.
steam?
Something would still be running to be
So it's
producing
not
this.
just a natural process.
As you're looking around, you descend down quite a ways. It's a few hundred meters that you've sunk in. Again, 13,000 years is a long time for things to degrade. But there are bits and pieces that you see. While everything beneath the city may have collapsed, it seems that everything above has simply just impacted down upon that. So you do see shells and streets of ancient imperial ways and roads. You see far off in the distance the blinking of a glow globe from a streetlight that has grown with a tree grown around it. As you begin to peek through the vegetation, you see the scattered remains of shells of auto carriages overtaken by time and dirt. And a lot of this you don't see. You see the, towering spines ahead of you that just seem to be these growths of vegetation now. And then you see the ghosts. Crossing the street ahead of you, dressed in this sort of fine imperial clothing, umbrella clutched in one hand, heavy overcoat, smoking a cigar. The figure is doesn't even seem to take notice of you. It walks out from behind a tree, hurriedly pulling the coat around itself, and then just blinks out of existence a few steps later.
Oh, that was a fucking ghost.
Something new every day, I suppose.
Oh, he didn't attack us? This is some spooky shit.
Stock
Seems
and
pleasant.
Barrel will be looking around like, my lords,
Shall
ghosts, my lords.
You didn't see that?
No.
You lot saw that, right? I'm gonna point it at everybody.
Yes. Oh no. Is there weird shit going on?
Friedrich and Wilhelm be like, yes, the strange man. He looked like you all.
Right, mate. That's because he wasn't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. Same thing still going on up there, yeah.
This place used to belong to us.
Yeah.
And then shit happened to it.
Like you-
It's off from us.
Y'all got no stories about like bad times, like storms from the sky and bad shit and cataclysm or something like that? Yeah, you got something like that? Well, that's why you're not with us no more, because that shit was real bad.
And,
And then we couldn't fly through hell anymore because hell was angry.
But that was the ghost, right?
But the guardsmen
Like
look
goes to me.
confused. Friedrich and Wilhelm look scared.
Who? Right. So if you saw the ghost, raise your hand.
Hey,
I'm gonna go where the
Matthias,
ghost came from.
would you be able to, you know, see things?
All right. Don't make him pull that fucking thing out.
Last time I tried,
He's gonna bleed from
my
the face again.
my face bled, and I would prefer not to
Right.
walk
Just put
around
the
in
manacles
jeans.
on first if you're gonna do it.
Just
Oh, I understand. This is why you said we do not need witch. You all have witch.
Right, mate. You want to deck him or should I?
they don't know better.
Right. So where we come from, witches is real bad, right? Like they turn to chaos.
Or whatever the fuck we think happens to witches. Are we aware of chaos as a
They
concept?
call it the corruption.
The corruption, right? They turn to corruption all the time.
Well, the weak ones do if they let the arcane powers overtake them.
Right, what?
If the witches let the arcane powers I can't find the
Arcane.
voices. Arcane powers overtake them, then the corruption seeps in.
Right, mate, yeah. Have you not seen what they turn into? That's a witch. Now, what we're talking about is a psyker. And that's a little different.
Psyker.
Never
Right.
heard of a psyker. Maybe that's a good thing.
I would know what a psyker is, right?
Yeah.
Psychers are common, yeah.
No, they hadn't done it.
Oh,
They
yeah,
haven't.
Right, yeah. They I don't know what they do to them, right? But they do something to make them so they don't turn into witches. Well, if you ain't had it done, you a witch. Well, he's something else. He's a mutant. He's a good mutant, not like them nasty boys you got in
Like-
the city.
Just
I
like,
thought he
What
was
is
I
psyker?
thought he was Triclops.
Right, Torocops. Yeah, he's got an eye under there. Well, it's a bad eye.
What is this word you say? This mutant.
Right, you know, we got like eyes right here, and like fingers and toes.
Well, yes, that
Yeah.
is because we are human.
Right, so everything is not human is a mutant.
No, those are the Elvian and the Orok.
No, they're mutants.
Those are mutants.
The Tovin.
We don't want to go over arcs.
Mutants, mate. It's mutants. Like,
And then, do we know about Eldar?
Do we know about like Xenos?
No, Xenos? Know that they exist, but no
Yeah,
specific
Forbidden Lord
information.
Xenos.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, you know, like, so with your inquisitorial briefings, you would know, like, some baseline stuff, but...
Like, I would have seen a picture of an Eldar before. I'd be like,
right, them Eldar, them things be looking kind of like some aliens, even, right? I don't know about them.
Oh,
I know.
well... Okay, why is it bad to be mutant?
Because it means you got the corruption, mate.
Oh...
you're gonna run
That-
them in
that
circles,
kinda.
Barbosa.
That kind of
You're
makes
just-
the candle light up like, oh... It
Right,
is...
mate. If
It
you
is a
didn't have
latent
so many...
sign.
Right, mate, so if you didn't have all them witches running around, there wouldn't be so many mutants. You wouldn't have all them poor bastards crawling around outside. It'd just be your healthy blokes like you and me. It's the corruption that gets them, mate. That's what I do. I fly around the planet, and I'll kill it. I'll haunt witches.
Dylan likes this. Give me a charm check plus 20.
So just flat. Somebody help me! Somebody nod! Be my hype group behind me.
I'll agree with him because I'm also kind of a witch hunter in a sense. More heretics, but witches, I guess, yeah.
And then I will also... let's see, should I do a re-roll? Or should I do the +10?
Plus 10, because then it's a plus 20.
It's
to
too
your
bad someone hasn't bought you a fate point for 300 bits.
Let's see. Okay, so we'll do 20. Let's do.
You just doing the
do
plus
fate.
10? Alright.
No, I'm gonna do the +20 for the +10 from the fate point and +10 for getting help.
Okay.
Plus the +20 that you gave me, from to counteract my negative. So, oh,
Alright.
finally.
It
So,
worked.
Friedrich looked like he needs some convincing. He's very confused. He's lived what seems to be a very charmed life. And enjoys his place. Wilhelm is more open-minded, and he sort of likes the idea of hunting this darkness. So I'll just sort of nod. I understand. I think so. You travel far and wide. You travel across heavens and hunt the corruption.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for the Inquisition, mate.
The Inquisition.
Right, what they do, right, that's them the boogeyman for everybody, right? On it, no matter who you are, you're a king, you a space marine, like that big bloke that we just met. Anybody, we find it and we kill it, yeah.
Space Marine?
Yes.
Right, yeah, they're big blokes.
The big
They are open ocean.
Right, if you think of the heavens as an ocean, yeah,
Oh.
the sky is the biggest ocean, mate.
Oh.
And-
Philosophical.
Yes. And what we do is hunt down heretics, which can be anything. Mutants,
Oh, I know.
witches.
I know heretics.
Right.
Hmm.
Low key, mate, you're kind of a heretic if you fall. Right now, we could keep it between us, yeah. But once some other parties get here, if you're still following that guy in that city, it's gonna be bad. Because he ain't the real one, mate.
Friedrich's gonna speak up now. What is going to happen to our city?
Well,
You're going to be brought back into the arms of the Imperium, mate.
You see, the heavens will come down to you and bring the glory of the Imperium back to this hellhole.
All the monsters and shit, it's all going away, mate.
And we will cleanse the land
We have
of what corruption
we
is.
have held back the monsters for millennia now.
And you'll be rewarded for that, mate. It must have been really took a lot of shit, and they'll
Yes.
reward the righteous, right? They'll reward those that show the true path, yeah.
What
the witches,
I am
But-
wondering is, where was our help for all those millennia?
Like we said, the
Mate,
hells were blocked.
imagine you're trying to take a boat across the ocean, right, or across a pond or a lake or whatever, you know.
What is
But
the
it's a
ocean?
storm. It's a big right. So when you got a lot of water and you can't see the other side of the water just goes on and on forever.
So these guys have been in like a
I've
probably
seen
like
a pond.
they've been in
or a
like
lake.
basically 150 kilometer radius bubble.
Is there a lake or water feature or any kind of thing that they would have encountered that's a
Wait.
significant body of water?
Is the lake
A pond?
isn't the lake within the city's perimeter?
Yeah, it's on the edge of a lake, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you're right. They did. Yeah, they would have. Okay, got it.
So right, imagine like the lake, right? But it just goes on forever, and you can't see the other side of it. And it's like 1,000 of your quadruples away. Like that's the other side. So right, like oceans. I don't remember what I was talking about.
So pretty much what he's saying is if you take a boat and you go across it, usually you can make it to the other side with enough
Right.
time. But there's storms about that stop us from being able to make it through the ocean. Or the
Crash your
sea.
ship. I'll send you back in time. I had a mate. Met him twice. It was real strange.
Is this where we explain the warp to him?
No, we don't need to go. If you want, hey, if you want to, it's your specialty. If you
They
want, to
don't.
explain
They don't
it,
need to know about
But-
space hell yet.
But their brains might melt if you explain it to them.
Well, if they really need to know why nobody's been here for this long.
Listen, if you reintegrate them, they can just be normal people.
Pretty much.
They don't have to be inquisitors.
Pretty much. The hells have been stopping us from making it back here,
Oh,
and now we're back here,
I understand.
and we'll cleanse the land of heretics and the corrupt.
Barrel smoking a low stick like this is some bullshit.
This is some
Are you
bullshit.
hearing this shit? First they're seeing ghosts, now we're talking about oceans and stars.
While I effectively talked to a brick wall, I wanted to see where the ghost came from up close.
It came from nowhere.
So,
You inspect the tree that it appeared from behind. It couldn't have walked out from behind there because the terrain juts up in this broken slab of crete that would block path anyway. 2, the man was wearing a heavy overcoat that was scattered with snow. That's not around. He also had an umbrella.
Just to cover my bases, viewing the area through the lens of my camera doesn't do anything. Right? Just I see what I see.
I think it says that it's got infrared.
Well, it's got a variable of different view modes. But it's not like D&D. Like, do I see past the like? There's no illusion being played
Sure,
out
no,
here.
I'm just trying to see what's going on. I honestly don't
Heresy.
know if holograms because it's all old technology, so there's no holograms, so I wouldn't be looking.
Yeah, there's holograms in 40K.
Yeah, I'd be looking for.
They're
a thing that can make that image.
super archaeotech, but like the Inquisitor uses hololithic displays. They're around, but not to that. That was not a hologram.
Okay.
That was indistinguishable from a flesh and blood human.
Oh, so not even like
Oh, so it wasn't like a wispy like.
No, it wasn't
Casper.
like a wispy.
that was just a dude.
Oh, I would have had much more of a reaction. I thought it was like a
Yeah,
Casper
no,
the
there
Ghost
was
type
no. It
situation.
wasn't like translucent. It was like a guy in a heavy winter overcoat, just walked out across the street, took no notice of anything that was going on, and then just disappeared.
Right. Yeah, shit like this, mate. This ain't gonna stand. They'll fucking burn this whole fucking place to the ground.
Wilhelm's like, I warned you. Ghosts.
Right, maybe. You know, he's probably not real or some. I
Have
don't
they
know.
ever interacted with anyone?
Well, no one usually.
Ghosts.
Usually, this is where we stop. Most don't
Next-
even come down side of cliff. It's very treacherous path.
Next time I see one, I'll shoot him, and then we'll see what happens.
Mind me, you said there was like a street light that was flickering, like
Yep.
it had power.
It's off in the
There's
woods.
power.
You can travel out there and walk up to it. It's probably about 50 meters away. And it's almost buried. It's actually only looks like it's like 3 feet tall. It's just kind of poking out of the ground like a shrub. But this street lamp was probably like 50 meters high at one point. The bulbs are just sort of boom, boom, like flickering and chittering, almost like a insect beating against it as the pulse of energy is flickering even after 13,000 years through this. This artificial light seems to have created a small growth of this sort of black cap fungus spreading out around it.
Do I see more of these, like at regular intervals?
No, just around this phosphorescent light, or it's a phosphorescent. It's an artificial light.
Sure.
Don't
it
touch
looked like there were
fungus.
multiple streetlights that were functioning.
Oh no, it's just just one.
Okay.
It's a large area, and it is destroyed. Like 13,000 years, the collapse of the city. It's not like you guys are standing in like a post-apocalyptic downtown area. It's very much forest with every now and then there's like a storefront that has no back, or maybe there is a building that has somehow survived. But aside from these tall, very well-made, very well-fortified spires, a lot of stuff has just degraded or been destroyed over time.
Like, the Sphinx is 13,000 years old, so it's like it's a long fucking time.
Shit like that is around, yeah, but like finding buildings and stuff like that is very difficult. It's not impossible because this was a mega city, but that's the kind of terrain you're more experiencing.
Is all of our electronics still not working?
Give me a tech use check. -10.
Tech use. Yikes. Target 12.
Nope. The Auspex is still just dead. Fiddle around with it.
22, but yeah.
Pop a few buttons. Same thing for your last pistol. You check the charge pack and it's just a lead battery, basically. That's completely dead.
Okay. Not for nothing, but I did put that cloud into warp up, and it's just kind of a passive thing that I've got going now, it seems as. 5-meter aura of
Ooh, okay.
Anti-divination.
Give me the check.
Power test. Oh, fuck.
Would you
Use a
like
fate
to
point.
use a fate point?
Yeah, I'm gonna reroll that. That's better.
That is much better. Okay, Barbosa, you feel it more than anyone else because you have such a benign link anyway. It's almost like there's a lead blanket placed over your sixth sense for all of you. Just that sort of innate perception that every human being has. Just that extra bit is muffled. Gone. Blank. For a few of you, it's very disconcerting, being cut off from the warp. For some of you, it's not, but you can see how it's affecting other people. And it's kind of just being cold. It's like almost like a layer of your senses have been removed. But you are shrouded from the perception of all demons and warp entities. Now, the first part isn't
And
too important.
psychic sight, yeah.
It's that last bit.
Warp entities.
So,
Or ghosts.
Silver,
who
Perez,
knows?
I'm just gonna keep an eye out for any other
I guess.
powered things, just to double check on as we go.
Okay. As you guys make your way sort of more into the heart of the city, down this path, which is, the road is gone, but the fact that the road was once there is very visible because less trees grow here. There aren't the huge, sprawling ones that have been around for decades or hundreds of years. It seems very hard for things to get too deep of a root here, so the road is very obviously underneath at some point. And you are traveling through, sort of coming up on these large Gothic spires.
How much sunlight is leaking? Is it like pretty heavily shrouded in here? Or is it
Due
like
to
a
the
forest up
fog,
above it?
it's a weird kind of light. It's like a dull white light. There is sunlight coming through, but because of the heavy fog, it is still channeling the light and letting it through, but it's almost like a soft
But
pulse.
the overhead isn't like we're in like a rainforest or whatever where like no light gets through. It's like more of a foresty
Mhm.
kind of thing. Okay.
It's not humid enough and warm enough to really maintain rainforest type. Think more like southern United States.
Yeah.
Um,
Subtropical.
but as all that happens, does anyone have resistance to poisons?
I have resistance to alcohol,
That is
which
not
is
gonna
kind
do it.
of.
So
I was
need
kind of trying to have that be resistance to
Yeah.
poison.
I need you all to roll a toughness chest. A toughness chest. I said, not a test, a chest. So, it's a 26-pound chest.
All these of chests.
So, well, this is for
It's -10.
spells of determining fatigue.
I failed.
Okay, fail,
I passed.
pass, fail,
Pass.
Pass. Alright. Let me see if they... I might have actually finished their sheets. I didn't.
I meant to add the sword on here. Is this a regular sword or a great weapon? I forget.
It's a great weapon.
Said great sword.
Ah,
It's
yes,
the
he
best.
does.
It's,
He does
It's
have.
the best sword. Damn.
Stock fails.
Damn, Stock. Your toughness, boy.
Barrel
Get tough.
passes. And the flamer unit fails.
Chambers, no.
Chambers, no, you're eyeing.
Oh, wait, hold on. The guardsmen don't roll, so...
But they just fail.
No, they just pass. Wilhelm
They're amazing.
is going to pass. Friedrich is going to fail. Okay, who failed?
Wait, so Wilhelm is starting to see the light of the God Emperor? That one?
Okay.
He is the new chosen.
Friedrich, Modius, Barbosa. As you're trudging through these streets and through this lush undergrowth, past rolling roots and creeping vines, and these rather beautiful bright orange flowers, an unquenchable rage overtakes you.
Oh no.
You must attack one of the party. You start with NPCs, as Frenzy works in 40k. So, we are going to go on break, but before we go on break, I'm going to start initiative. This isn't going to be like normal initiative. We're in a where you guys are basically right next to each other, so there's no battle map, there's no thing. We're going to just do a narrative turn and talk it through like that. But as Modius, Barbosa, and Friedrich walk down, suddenly all three of you, almost simultaneously, just this white-hot spike of rage overtaking you. And you turn to the party around you, and these despicable, disgusting, pathetic guardsmen, and these dirty acolytes, these liars, these maggots, and this rage, just this burning desire to destroy them overtakes you. And we're going to go on break.
Oh, sure.
So, I hope you guys are enjoying the show. It's about to get real.
Barbosa.
We're going to take a quick little break. We're going to do a little talking about the next little scene. We're going to get all nice and pretty for you guys, and then we're going to come back and see just how much this affects the party.
Why Barbosa?
I hope you guys are enjoying the show. We'll be back in just a few minutes. This is Warhammer 40k Dark Heresy.
I was
Whispers
like,
of the
maybe
Iron.
I'll
Cheers.
roll.
Alright. Welcome back, everyone. This is Dark Heresy Whispers of the Eye. We just left with our warband, having come under the effect of some sort of influence and a burning rage overtaking some members of the warband. Modius Barbosa, along with the paladin Friedrich, have all been overtaken by a rage that has caused them to lash out against their friends and companions. We're going to start with Barbosa. So, Barbosa, you are probably walking at the head of this group when you breathe in deep, and the scene around you is these bombed out sort of storefronts. You're getting closer into the city. Some of the architecture has survived a little better than everything else. And it's just an instant. There's no build-up. There's no thought, no chain of events. It's just an instant, white-hot fury running through you. It's not affected by any sort of other emotion or influence or thought. It is just the rage. And you are forced to attack someone. So...
My pick, or what do I roll? Or...
So out of our NPCs, we have Chambers, Beryl, Stock, Friedrich, and Wilhelm, correct?
Mhm.
Chambers.
Yeah, that's what I got written
Yeah,
down too.
there's 5.
Yep, so I am going to roll a 1d5. Which is Friedrich.
Friedrich! Goodbye, Frenchie!
Sucks to be you, Friedrich.
So you
I
see
suppose
Friedrich, and the rage has overtaken him as well. You see this great axe in his hand, and he is just sort of rolling his shoulders in this sort of... He doesn't have any armor on anymore. He's taken it off. Fortunately for you guys, I actually didn't even think about that. Fuck.
Cold shot.
It's okay, I'm fine with killing him.
Well, I wanted him to be at least hard.
He wasn't gonna be
Yeah.
hard.
But, yeah, you see him, sort of the rage overtaking him as well, and you already know. He's the, like, you've already had bad thoughts, like, yeah.
Just lock eyes with him and be like, yeah, you're the one. You wanna have a go, mate? And I'm just gonna go ahead and quick draw both my, what the fuck are they called?
Guns?
Yeah, stub automatics.
Oh no.
So I'm just gonna be dual wielding stub automatics. I'm gonna go ahead and say what the fuck and just start busting off. I've just got a 3-round burst on it. So let's see here.
Okay, he is going to be within point blank range. Or, no, what is
Okay.
point blank for a pistol?
Like 5 meters? Or
Yeah.
3 meters or something like that.
He's not very far away,
Especially because I have marksman, like.
so he'll be point blank.
And then this is in narrative time. I'm just gonna. I guess I pull it out and I go like this. I guess I'll do say I take half an aim. It's not like I'm firing from the hip. So half aim, point blank, standard. No, I'm not doing a standard dag. I'm doing semi-auto. And then semi-auto, I think every degree of success counts as a hit up to 3.
Yep.
And then, let's see, do I get any pluses or minuses extra? No, I don't think so. I don't think any of my talents are
Okay, yeah, keep going. I'll say if the rage progresses, other stuff's gonna happen, but right now you're...
Precision killer. No, I'm not doing a called shot. Oh, double tap. So if my first one hits for my first roll, then I get a plus 20 on my second roll.
Okay.
Friedrich's gonna get fucking
Double tap.
So, okay, so then no pluses, boom. Motherfucker, fuck you, game, I'm re-rolling.
Okay.
No. Goodbye,
Fucking
Friedrich.
Wow.
Using a
Fuck
fate point because
you.
you really want to kill somebody.
Fuck that shit. No, that roll is disrespectful. Okay?
The one time rolling high is probably good. And he says,
No.
fuck that, I'm killing somebody.
Killing
You
this
do have
French
more
son
shots
of a
after
bitch.
this, right?
There we go.
For fuck's sake.
And then I'll just save hits for after.
That's
so.
like 3d10 plus 1 for each.
And then the second hit
You go.
is half aim, point blank, semi-auto, plus 20. I still hit, motherfucker. Fuck
Wow.
you.
Wait, can you half aim if you're shooting 2 weapons? I thought each one
Yes,
counts as
each
a half
one.
action.
Nope.
Oh.
Shooting both weapons counts as a single action.
I also got a
double-checked
lot
it.
of other shit like ambidextrous and.
I have all of the talents. I have everything. I'm completely built dual-handed.
Okay, so how many successes?
So 3, 5.
5 degrees of success. Okay.
Well, 5 bullets that hit that theoretically
yeah,
would.
he is going to attempt to dodge. So how this works is he has to beat degrees of success essentially. So he not only has to succeed, he has to beat 5 degrees of success in his roll
Okay,
to miss all your rolls.
got it. And then however many overlap,
Yep.
that's how many hit. Got it.
He's trying
That's
to
actually
nail the
clever.
shit.
He does not dodge.
That's 5d10. Oh,
5d10 plus 3. Does the plus 3 count on each bullet?
I think it.
It would
I
make
think
sense that it counts on each bullet.
Yeah.
You really want him dead, don't you?
Not really.
He's
it
a nice
just-
guy.
That's automatic fifth. Oh my fucking god!
Jeez.
So that's 2 crit.
He just gets fucking.
They're the +3. He's rolling 7, 7, 1.
Yeah, sevens.
Okay.
Friedrich.
I really just wanted to see if that
He's-
all
he's-
happened.
You turn the Frenchie into Swiss cheese, you
that's
fuck.
numbers. Wounds.
41 damage.
You bastard!
Look, I said I was gonna role play it out like that. You wanna go, man? That's all. That's just role play appropriate.
Right. So as the rage overtakes you, and you turn to Friedrich, this motherfucker. Roll hit location.
Well, how
Roll
much
hit
soap does he have?
location.
How much soap
He has
does
4
have? I
soap.
might-
He's
So 2, 4, 1. So we're at 5, 0, and then 6, 6. So I only did 17 damage.
17 total. Okay, so he has
He can
11.
still
He has
be
11
alive.
wounds. I
Boost
need.
him up a
I
little
need
bit,
hit
'cause he didn't-
location. I need hit locations. Oh, that's a lot of wounds. 11.
It is a lot of wounds. That would kill like any one
Insane.
of us if I'm right.
Let's see.
Yeah.
So hit
So that's
like-
11. So I need. And you said you
There's
did.
a whole chart for hit location with doing that. Let me see.
No, no,
I
no.
saw it on-
Just give me hit location for the last 2, because those are going to be the critical hits. For any damage after 11.
So 1d100, 1d100.
I think that's body and arm.
That's body and
Right.
right arm.
Okay. So the first shot.
Left
This
arm.
is the wrong explosive.
Jesus.
This is impact. So body impact. The attack breaks a rib with a resounding crunch, and then the additional 4 onto that
You won't be
with an honorable.
remembered, Friedrich.
Yeah. So you pump a few rounds into this guy, and just pepper him with 5 shots. 1 goes wide, but the majority of them just rip into his spine. The first trio, you hear one of his ribs snap, and he just tumbles to the ground. As he's falling, you continue with the assault from the others, which... shatters his left arm, and begins bleeding heavily, the bones splintering out through the flesh in a very heavy, bloody gout as he falls to the ground. His arm is useless. His ribs are cracked. He is prone. He is falling unconscious. He also has blood loss now.
I'm just gonna like start screaming like, "That's fucking right! That's fucking right! Fuck with it!" Just like completely, just like savagely screaming and yelling and just acting a fool.
Phalos.
And then I can also move and shoot somebody else.
Let's
But I'm not
just
going to.
yeah, let's
I'm
just
not
leave
going
it at
to.
that. Phalos, what would you like to do?
He started with Friedrich, so I'm not immediately aware that anything's wrong.
Should
I
have
mean-
finished the job.
Decided their time was done.
It's still not.
It's
not-
out of the blue,
yeah.
considering he's been the one that's like, let's leave it.
And you
Sure, I'm
see, you also
shocked. I
see
just
like
don't know.
Friedrich like screaming as well, and Modius is reacting as well, like screaming and yelling, and like clawing at their.
Okay, so everyone else is doing stuff. So I was just gonna start berating him a little bit verbally, but if it's a thing, it's happening.
Think 28 days later, only less eye bleeding.
Less eye bleeding.
Not a reference that's helpful for me, but there's something wrong with these guys. And of the people that I need to contain, one is on the ground shot a lot, and the other's Modius. So I guess I'm just gonna go. God, he's got too many guns to try and take him away. I guess I'm gonna just try and like get his wrists in my hands and just prevent him from shooting anyone else. Barbosa's.
Barbosa? Okay.
Yeah.
Was Barbosa supposed to roll at the end of last turn or before the next?
Oh,
turn?
yeah.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to roll
Whatever, doesn't
a
really
minus
matter.
10 willpower. It does actually.
Well,
minus
before or after.
minus 10 willpower at the end of your turn if you are affected.
Whee!
Wow.
Holy shit.
So yeah, you are immune to the effects of frenzy for 1 hour. So after this act,
I had to get it off.
after this, thing, you do take 2 corruption points. But you are immune to frenzy as the rage sort of leaves your body and dissipates slowly, as the endorphins and adrenaline sort of flush out whatever chemical reaction was happening inside of your brain. You see what you've done and what's happening, and you do feel remorse. Like, he was a dick, but he also,
I'd be more like, right, well,
fuck. Like, it's not good to lose yourself
What?
either.
who the fuck
Like, that's the
will that
most
be?
disturbing thing, like losing control of your body with something that's probably not of this world.
Would I have any idea what caused it? Would I feel like, would I sneeze?
The
Would I get an
the
itchy
overwhelming
nose, or-
the overwhelming perfume of the flowers is lingering. It's sort of like you remember how like magnolias smell, that like
Mhm.
cloying, heavy smell.
Mhm.
It's kind of like that.
I'm not gonna figure it out just yet. Barbosa is not a smart man.
Okay.
But well, it's not
Um,
my turn anymore. So
yeah.
now I'm basically being bear hugged by a tech priest.
So you do have control of your senses. Phalos, you are attempting to grapple.
Yeah. Just prevent him from being able to shoot anybody else. Not fair what the hell's going on.
Let's see. I think grapple's like a contested
It's
strength.
yeah, I'm reading it now. It's just, 40k.
Yeah. Like, it always makes sense, the rolls, but they're just, like, there's no general, it's like, let me look up the specific exact thing to do for this specific thing. There's no generalized,
Okay,
like,
so attempting a grapple is a melee attack that uses either a charge action or a standard attack action. The attacker makes a weapon skill test as normal. The target of the grapple may use a reaction if able to avoid the attack. Dodge, I assume. Or parry. The grapple, if the attack is successful and the attacker and the target start to grapple, the attacker controlling the grapple, and then there's rules for both of you as the controller and the target, but
jujitsu.
yeah. So basically, if you hit him, you grapple him.
And I think if you charge, you get a +10 or a +20 to the attack. I suddenly hear a locomotive charging up behind me.
Dum, 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 dum. It's like the sound of the Space Marines in the Space Marine game, just dum 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 dum
Dum,
dum
dum,
dum
dum,
dum. What the fuck is that?
It's such a satisfying noise, though. Just countless hours of just don't.
Oof.
Oh,
Even with a plus 20.
Do you want to re-roll that? You do have a viewer fate point.
I forgot about
Unless
that.
someone bought me a new one.
Did you use yours last time?
Yeah.
I used mine last time. Sad face.
Kept mine.
All right. I appreciate
Keep
your
that one as long
honesty,
as I
but
can.
That was
Two
a
of them
free
did, yeah.
Why not? Let's try that.
Dylan's like same
That-
team, you know.
It's gonna be close.
I
Okay.
don't think that's enough though for your weapon skill.
If the charge gives me the plus 20, then it is exact.
It is? Okay. Go
well,
ahead
I
and
say exactly. 59 would be a plus 20 on weapons.
go ahead and dodge if you would wish, Barbosa.
Yeah, sure. I'm come to my senses, and then I hear this like. Chung, 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 chung. I'll probably like kind of like look behind my head just to be like, huh, and
You
then
see
like.
tentacles and mechadendroids charging.
Something out of a nightmare. Let's see. Dodge. I'm proficient in dodge. I have a plus 10 to dodge. And then. Do I have any other things for dodging?
Go ahead and do another plus 10.
You don't have to succeed by much.
I do a backflip over him.
Yeah, you kind of just sidestep out of the way as you charge past Phalus. You don't like comically go past or into something. You go a few steps back and sort of turn, addressing him. He does seem to be in control of his senses, but I want you to make a toughness check.
Make all sorts of toughness chests.
Toughness.
Still minus 10, doesn't matter.
Yep. Okay, you are overtaken by the frenzy. As you miss Barbosa and you see that he's sort of shaking his head, rubbing his nose, and coughing out this pollen and coming to his senses, you just feel this white-hot rage overtake you and just staring at this fucking dirty fucking space pirate, and you're gonna rip him apart with your own fucking bare hands. But that was your turn. Lothos, what are you doing?
So it looks like a bunch of people are getting angry.
Chaos is
right?
erupting.
What could I roll to fucking see if I can figure out what the hell's going on?
Medicaid.
Medicaid?
Sure.
Ooh,
I could say you could do Medicaid.
I will do a Medicaid check then. Lick.
That makes sense.
Oh.
You don't know what's going on.
I'm gonna use a fate point, honestly.
Okay.
Like, this seems like something that needs a fate point for. Yes.
There we go.
They're definitely experiencing some sort of hallucinogenic effect. Whether it is warp or natural, you can't tell.
Can't tell.
You don't have any sort of way to sample, but just from seeing their watching the pulses on their throats and seeing how their veins are exploding, their body's obviously being flooded with a cocktail of hormones and adrenaline that's effectively turning them into mindless, rage machines.
Would it be too much of a stretch for Lothos to figure out to put on his rebreather or not?
Give me
A logic test. I think there's a
that.
logic.
Yeah, it would actually be logic.
Okay, let's go with
Uh, logic. I'll give you a plus 10 because of your Medicaid.
Okay then. Logic plus 10, so that means I need to make a 27. Let's do this.
That's one skill Barbosa will never have.
Logic.
I thought I had logic, but I guess I
Intelligence.
don't. I have
The
inquiry,
key.
not
The
logic.
key is like the fucking
Yes!
shapes and the holes thing.
Nice.
I got a couple different points into logic, but I didn't do any thinking parts. I just started to run.
I
Well,
just started
first-
running.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
first-
So it can't hurt is the
Yeah.
decision you come to.
Like, pretty much, like, if it's something airborne, it's probably best to do it. Might be something from the Biolocos, who fucking knows. He just puts on the rebreather at this point.
Yeah, and as you breathe in the clean, filtered air, give me a willpower check, plus 20.
Willpower.
Or no, a toughness check, plus 20, I'm sorry.
Oh, toughness check, plus 20, okay. That's not bad for me. That's bad for me. I'm gonna fucking There goes another fate point, boys.
That's,
Not bad
that's
for
all
me.
your fate points, isn't it?
No,
Should've
I've been saving my fate points actually this session. I'm glad I actually did that. I have 1 fate point left. But... Oh. Ah!
Okay. You put on the rebreather and you feel the clean air, but the rage still overtakes you.
Fuck! So close,
And
guys.
through that white-hot rage,
Yeah.
you just stare out at these fucking filthy heretics in front of you, all of them guilty of something in some way. You just gotta purge them. Chambers has no idea what the fuck is going on. He's standing there, like, looking at what's happening. He's gonna, like, look at Barbosa, be like, my lord, and he'll sort of get his back to him and just be, like, looking around.
Be like, oh no, mate, his flowers made me angry, I think.
Right. The flowers.
He'll go away, right? Bandage his arm up, yeah? It looks like he's a bleeder.
Bandage his arm up.
He's gonna attempt to go and do Medicae. Is that intelligence?
Medicae is intelligence, yes.
It's his arm up. I just
You can technically also use agility, but meh.
He does not succeed.
for Medicae.
You can. I would assume
Yeah.
like if you're using agility, you're,
Surgery.
like, if it's like really fast.
Setting a
or, like,
bone.
You can use perception
stitching
too. It shows here.
something. You can use a lot of stuff, actually.
Wow, I didn't know you could switch them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of the
yeah,
skills
depending
have
on the
interchangeable abilities.
That's cool.
If you can, like,
Justify it.
yeah.
Yeah, if it makes sense, I guess.
Cool.
Cool.
He is going to use his dex. This is still not going to be enough. So
Not gonna be enough.
bleeding out.
Ooh, you can use influence for charm. That's dope.
I'm like I can switch all of my.
Whenever I swing my dick in someone's face.
Can use intelligence for sleight of hand.
Really? What?
hmm
That one's kind of odd.
That one's
No
if
robot
like
ability.
you're doing like a play on. Yeah, there's a lot you can do.
A heist.
I guess it really matters on how you like phrase what you're doing. Then at
We
that
become
I-
magicians, a group of magicians.
Well, I mean, it
to
does
plan a
make
heist.
sense. You gotta
Um,
know where they're looking, so
yeah.
you know when to move your.
Rain Man type situations, counting cards.
Unfortunately, dodge can be only agility.
Okay.
Why do you even have a drop down bar?
So he is not successful with the Medicae. I will give our dear friend on the ground 4 rounds before he's dead.
Sorry, the medic's currently about to kill somebody.
So
else.
he's trying to patch him up, but he's got a lot of shit wrong with him. He doesn't not help him, but he's also got 5 bullets in him.
He has
So
4
there's a
bullets.
lot. There's a
a
lot
scratch
to
mark.
do over here.
Poor bastard. At least he's not like raging at the moment.
Barrel is going to attempt to
Oh yeah,
attack.
is he still raging? Did he pass?
He's unconscious. He's been shot. Like, I'm not.
He's dying.
He's just laying there like, ah, don't touch me, motherfucker!
Yeah, contrary, it actually hasn't been his turn
It's
yet.
just a scratch!
Well, it hasn't.
Ah,
It
fuck
hasn't
your mother!
been. It actually hasn't been his turn yet. So,
He tries
Um,
strangling
Barrel-
Chambers.
Barrel, hearing and seeing everything that's going on, he's going to attempt to attack Phalos. He sees Phalos try to attack Barbosa. Barbosa is competent enough to be giving orders. He's gonna fail, even with a plus 20.
Damn.
So he tries to charge you, Phalos, but he just like pings off of you, basically. ricocheting off of your metal body, not being able to get a grip onto it, and you're just a solid. There's no give when he tackles into you, and he kind of just like collapses to ground. Like, Jesus Christ! By the Emperor!
Never tried to tackle a tech priest before.
Modius, you're
Oh
angry.
man, he probably weighs like 400 pounds.
Does he reveal the Glock?
Am I rolling a D5 or a D4?
D5. Wilhelm.
Oh, you rolled 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
All right.
He's a good one.
We're just executing the fucking, like, outsiders.
Fuck him, man. All out. Can I all out attack with a shock whip?
Oh,
Yeah.
you can.
Roll a
Okay.
3.
He is gonna attempt to dodge.
For fuck's sakes, man. Can I all out attack with a shot?
He is actually gonna pass his dodge.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
I'll get him.
He's
next time.
aware of what's
Fuck
going
him.
on.
So you, feeling this rage overcoming, you spool out this electro whip, with which I don't think you've actually used before. It's
Not
this
yet.
trailing metallic tendril with these sort of razor edges to it. And you sort of flick on the power switch, and a crackling lightning spirals down it and just causes it to jerk and twitch on the ground. You lash out at Wilhelm, who has by now understood what the fuck is happening in some way. Sees it coming to him, and sort of just parries it actually out of the way with his sword and these sort of heavy leather gloves that he seems to have kept on from his plate mail, and just sort of bashes the tendril out of the way. Probably used to fighting things with tentacles, having grown up on a demon world. But he is successful. Would you like to do anything else?
Well, that was like a full action attack.
No, yeah. I mean, okay. Give me the willpower.
I don't have, I'm not ambidextrous with 6 guns on me or
Yeah.
anything. I'm just a
You're
navigator.
You're just you. It's fine.
And I can't use my strong stuff in the state, luckily, so I think
Mhm.
we're good. I gotta do a toughness test. though, yeah?
Willpower, -10.
Jesus.
Alright, so you descend farther into the rage.
Can I not use a fate point on that?
You can use a faint point if you want.
Of course I want to.
You don't want to see how deep this rabbit hole goes?
Would you
I
like
kind
to...
of do, but I also
Alright.
Oh, nice.
You manage
would like
to...
to stop other people from. Yeah.
Alright, so you manage to overcome the effects of the spores. Taking in a deep breath, seeing Wilhelm deflect your blow, sort of coming to the realization of the strike of metal on metal, and seeing him sort of fighting for his life snaps you back into reality. Just in time to see Stock. Stock's gonna run over and help with the Medicae. He's also failing. That's his turn. Friedrich's dying. Friedrich dies faster.
Oh,
Friedrich dies.
our medic is raging.
Friedrich
right
has
now,
one
too.
round
Shit.
left.
Oh,
So as these people are running over him, trying to help him, Friedrich is still under the effects of the rage, so he's trying to fight back, and these are just opening his wounds worse, and blood is just gouting out at this point. Stock and Chambers are trying to get pressure and apply tourniquets and stuff like that. He's just fighting back, and they're like pretty much in a pool of his blood by now. Even after stabilizing him, it's going to be touch and go at this point if he survives. That's going to be Friedrich and Wilhelm. Wilhelm's going to flee.
that's a good idea.
That's probably smart.
That's a great idea, Wilhelm.
Wilhelm, seeing this as his chance, is going to see that you guys have attacked him, see that shit is just... Nope. And he's just going to run off into the forest.
We might need him later.
He's gonna be eaten.
We'll
by
find
like
his body. It's okay.
He's
Well,
gonna be eaten by like a dire.
he's
ape.
half of our guide, and the other half is dying.
Well, you know.
We'll figure it out.
Barbosa,
Right.
it is your turn. Phalos is standing before you, still very angry, and it now seems that Lothos has also been overtaken by this madness. Wilhelm is fucked off. You see him sort of... He sees you putting the respirator on, he sees Lothos putting the respirator on, and he'll sort of get some rags and bundle them around his face before he darts off into the forest. But what would you like to do?
I'm gonna be like, right now, I know you're a very, very angry mailman, right? But I don't want to shoot you in the face, so I'm out of here. I'm gonna go pull out my grappling hook. And I'm gonna fire.
That's a pretty smart idea.
Just not.
You're just
completely
straight
fucked off.
Batmaning. You're just doing right up into the air. Like, you know it's gonna get something eventually.
If there, I just look around, anything that's with like 50 meters or whatever the range.
Yeah, I
of that
told
thing
you. I told you there were these like bombed out storefronts, so you could shoot it up and like go through one of the windows into one of these upper stories.
He just like takes out grappling. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I'm just gonna get up into a high place.
I really want to see some fan work of the like a chibi from like just like let me flung out at this grappling hook. Just like fuck the shit
I'm gonna
out.
use the fate point before or after the roll, because canonically you're gonna need one.
Go ahead and
Oh,
give
no.
me a ballistic skill check.
Any pluses or minuses?
Go ahead and take a +10. Just because I want you to succeed.
I want a full aim. I want to go prone.
No,
I
no, I
I
don't
want to
do-
use sharpshooter, dual wield, quick draw, 360 no scope phase clan.
No, I'm just gonna do a plus 20 because plus 10 from aim, half an action aiming, and then the plus 10 that you gave me.
Alright. Yeah, so you just see Phalos, you see Beryl trying to take him down. There's blood pumping out of this guy. Wilhelm is just fucked off into the woods. Lothos looks like he's about to start blasting. You're just like, nope. There's spooling wire, shoots out, crashes through a window, locks into something, and just whee! You are wrenched up into what looks to have been some sort of old, maybe like a recap stand or restaurant or something like that. Hard to tell with everything that's degraded over the years, but it's basically just the bare shell and beams that haven't rotted out or decayed. But you are in very good cover, you would assume, unless someone has explosives.
Okay. And then I'll kind of pull out my rifle, turn, like, kind of, with whatever movement if I have any left, but basically you just be like, quick draw my rifle, and then turn around and look out the window, because I'm going to start doing called shots on people's kneecaps.
Okay. Phalos, your prey. Oh wait, did you resist the last time?
I resisted it initially with the toughness, but then on my first turn I fell to it.
Okay, so this is your first turn with it. Gotcha. Yeah, so White Hot Rage. Beryl has attacked you. He's going to be the closest. Chambers and Stock are knelt over the quickly dying body of Friedrich. Wilhelm has escaped. And Lothos seems to be losing his shit. What would you like to do?
So I'm gonna put my robotic foot on Beryl's chest.
He's not on there. He's not prone.
He didn't actually fall.
He like, yeah, he's tumbled and got up. He's not just gonna lay there like, woe is me.
Sure.
He's a
Fair
trained
enough.
soldier.
I'm not gonna do that.
I will collapse in his rib cage.
I will attempt to shoot him.
Okay, you're just gonna shoot him.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's a little less drama than I was picturing, but that's
He usually is very much less dramatic than you think it is gonna be.
though I'm gonna have to take a half action to ready the damn gun, but that's okay. So.
Quick draw, baby.
Oh, you won't be able to aim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I gotta ready it.
So you're just blasting.
I'm just blasting.
He is point blank.
Also, we're under effects of frenzy, correct?
Yeah, but you're not getting the initial benefits yet.
So does that mean we suffer the minus 20 penalty to ballistic skills? No. Damn.
It's not like the talent. Yeah, it's
Damn.
So plus 30.
I guess you're gonna blast him now.
I'm gonna try and blast him.
go for it.
Poor
I
bastard.
still miss.
Good. Because he was not happy with that. He does have skills. So
I
you
missed that just barely.
you fling out a shot. It's the stub revolver or the hand
Uh,
cannon.
hand cannon.
So this hand cannon comes out, this heavy fucking beat that you just take a blast at him. He just manages to jump and dive out of the way as the round goes wide, pinging off some of this old machine work, and now he looks pissed.
I love how it's the fight between Phalos and Beryl, so it's even better. That's what we've been waiting for.
Um,
Clearly an attack grapple. Okay, man.
I should be playing Duel of the Fates
a
right
spider
now
monkey.
or something.
It was for
Yeah, no doubt.
Anything else, Phalos?
Theory, 'cause time doesn't stop. I'm ready
Yeah.
another shot at him. But
Okay.
nothing actual.
Alright, Lothos.
Did he get his willpower safe?
Yes,
Okay.
you do, Phalos.
Not that that's gonna matter much. He's
Just
at
take
minus
the
10.
damn thing.
Yes, minus 10. Okay, yeah, you
Wow.
managed to overcome the effects.
Nice.
Probably because your pert machine, as your respirating filters, finally managed to detect whatever this foreign substance is and be like, fuck that. But
So
you
it's
did
slightly
just shoot
changed.
at a guy you probably shouldn't have shot at.
Shouldn't have tried to tackle me while I was real angry.
That's what you're going with?
I mean,
Okay.
we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Lothos,
Cross
give
that
me a plus 20 willpower check at the beginning of your turn, because you have the respirator on.
Okay, then here we go. You're fucking kidding me, right? You know what? I'm using the last one. I'm using it. It's gonna get wasted, but I'm
Burning
using
through
it.
all these bad boys.
I need you to fail and shoot barrels. So I'm
You
not
have
the only one.
over 50%.
Shit!
Okay.
Damn, I should have added a fate point for a plus fucking 20.
It's hindsight.
Okay,
Hindsight's 2020.
who the hell am I murdering?
That's a great question.
Who's
It's
dying?
basically just
Chambers, Stock.
Chambers. It's
Well, I
basically
mean,
just the
You
guard.
could finish the job. You could finish the
Theoretically,
job
he
on
could
Friedrich.
he
Can
could
I-
theoretically want to chase down Wilhelm, like see him running
Wilhelm's
off.
out. He's gone.
Can I dome
Um,
Phalos? Dome Phalos. Just go
You have to go for you have to go for NPCs first. But
I
there's
know.
only 3 guardsmen, so I'll just.
Damn it! I can't believe
you attack Beryl.
Yes.
Technically, Friedrich's still alive.
So how far away is Beryl?
Not very.
Everyone's within 10 meters, but no one's gonna
10
be right
meters.
next to you,
So
unless
that's shooting range, not like I take out my warhammer and smash range.
you can walk over there and whack them.
Yeah, let's take out the warhammer. I'm gonna since I have quick draw, I'm gonna quick draw the warhammer, and also the howler and click it on.
You son of a bitch.
as
You
you just hear muffling cackling coming from the fuck as Lothos as he's slowly walking over to the barrel with the warhammer, and I'm gonna charge him.
Okay.
I'm gonna charge at him.
Fucking Beryl, dude.
Poor
Poor bastard. The flamer units were meant to die, not these guys.
Technically, you get a plus 20 because he's also in physical combat with Phalos. So in melee, if you outnumber your opponent, it's like a
He's
plus
not
10.
in melee because Phalos shot him.
Oh, that's true.
Oh no!
Okay. He's going
Here's
to attempt to parry.
Do that, my guy. Parry. This warhammer really fucking sucks to get hit by.
He succeeds.
Thank
So
God.
as you come swinging down with the warhammer, you hear this thrumming revving of a chainsword as he powers it on and brings it up to block this warhammer. The jagged teeth of the chain skipping and hopping across the bulb of your Warhammer as it glances and by the force of the engine is shorn off again. Large chunks of the metal having ripped off, a few teeth of the chainmail having ripped off as well, and he's just standing there sort of breathing heavily, facing down all of you, sort of double-handing this chainsword, just like, Stark, I need a few suggestions over here. Would you like to do anything else, Lothos?
That's all my turn. That's all I got. So
Chambers is going to desperately try.
willpower save, or is it only at the beginning of the round?
Willpower save, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus 20.
Plus 20.
You're all out of fate points too, so make it good.
Yes! For fuck's sake! Wow, it's really
That
been those
respirator.
fucking man.
What a roller coaster of a night for you.
A 50 fucking 1.
Yeah, so many close rolls.
Oh,
Alright.
I get clarity. It's like I almost smash into him.
The comfortable revving of the chainsword brings you back into clarity.
Like as I go like to just swing again, I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing?
The wailing of the howler and the revving of the chainsword bring you back into clarity as the rage fades. However, there's a very angry guardsman who thinks that he's fighting for his life.
Apologies.
And it's his turn. He's going to attack Phalos with the chainsword.
Wait, Phalos? You mean Lothos?
No, he's going to attack Phalos.
Oh shit!
Phalos.
He
yeah.
pushes me out of the way
Yeah,
and goes to kill you.
He's been waiting. He's been waiting for a
Man,
chance.
He takes the potential opportunity attack for me just to fucking destroy Phalos. You know, gotta respect that.
Yeah.
Gotta respect
As he
that.
deflects
A
your
chance
blow,
for new flesh.
as he parries your blow of the Warhammer, he just locks eyes on you, Phalos, and he doesn't know that the rage has left you.
Nor does he care.
He might care. He probably does care. But he doesn't know. So he's going to charge.
And plus he could say he didn't know.
And he's going to do an all-out attack.
Oh no.
And he also has something else because he's a guardsman.
Does he have like something like swift attack? or
They have a
something like that?
lot of... He's expert at violence.
Wait, doesn't that
And-
Violence.
Yeah, expert...
I want to be that.
expert at violence and Hammer of the Emperor are
Doesn't
two
that mean,
skills
like, he
that are
gets-
going to help him here.
Does that mean he gets better criticals or something like that?
So, expert at violence in addition to normal uses of fate, and since he is an elite, he does have fate. After making a successful attack test, but before it hits, a warrior character may spend a fate point to substitute his weapon skill for melee or ballistic skill for range bonus for the degrees of success scored on the next attack.
Looking him up.
Well,
So,
it's nice knowing you, Phalos.
He can use a fate point to decide to succeed on an attack by X amount degrees of success as equal to his weapon skill or ballistic skill.
Oh, that's nasty. How do I get that?
You gotta be a warrior.
I will begin
And then he
training
also
tomorrow.
gets, when attacking a target that an ally attacked since the end of the guardsman's last turn, the guardsman can re-roll any results of 1 or 2 damage rolls.
It was nice knowing you.
And the
Phalos.
chain sword. Let me check it real quick. Because his. I lost the character sheets for Lieutenant Daniels and Barrel for some reason, and it pisses me off, but. Chain sword, here we go. 1d10 plus 2 rending. Pen 2. So he's going to attack. Plus 30, I believe. I think he hits.
Did he just?
Probably.
Oh God.
And like a chainsaw has like a. Oh.
Oh
fuck.
God.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Are you dead?
He might be dead.
I mean,
he might.
he can only do so much damage.
And plus, he has so much pen with that fucking sword.
Let me
Oh.
see. Rending. The way rending works.
Well, the crit's a 10 on a damage die, not on a hit.
So he has tearing and he has.
So
balance.
he just succeeds his attack by
A lot of
eight
degrees,
degrees. 8 degrees.
Which is
Of
more than he
success.
could use that feat for.
So
Yeah.
it's practically like
Jesus.
almost
So he's-
impossible to dodge.
Yeah, you can attempt to dodge Phalos,
I can't attempt to dodge.
because it doesn't matter if you dodge, you dodge. Like he did good, but
Don't I have to dodge by a number of degrees of success or whatever?
no, that's for semi-automatic fire. This is just one attack.
Excellent. So dodge is agility that I do have a tick in, so there's no minuses. Whew. All right.
Is it worth a fate point?
It is. It is worth.
I was
the
gonna say,
effort.
I was gonna
I'm
say
gonna
before or
use-
after the roll.
Well,
It was a nice
Wouldn't
knowing.
matter.
To the fair. Oh,
well, worse. Worse.
couldn't.
Wait! It's a 1 versus a 100. It's a 1 versus a 1. He's smiting your ass. He's smiting.
That's what fate points get you, kids.
Are we going on break?
Oh.
So he's gonna hit.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
I'm gonna give him. You're gonna be prone as you attempt
Plus
to dodge out of the way and
Plus he gets
tumble
his
over
strength to
yourself
it.
in fear. He's not super strong. He's just a guardsman. But I'm also gonna give him an additional +2 on the damage die.
So it's a-
Also, rending, he gets to roll the damage twice and take the higher number. Because he has tearing because of the chain.
Same team.
And the chainsaw.
Same
has-
team.
And the chainsaw has pen. Oh.
Same team, assholes.
And the
We are the
chain-
same team, but
Really
no
need
one
to see
cares.
somebody die, don't you?
Sorry, it's just
So
the
it's gonna be
It's just fucking crazy. I
it's
know
gonna
it.
be 1d10
Oh, God.
+5
I'm not gonna die.
2 pen. So
That's not too bad.
yeah.
I mean, at a certain point, are you just typing? Are you just typing? Just 10? Or are you actually rolling
Wait,
shit?
but here's the
What
thing.
is the mathematical
Wait.
probability of this outcome?
So
It's
so
impossible.
so Joe, so you see that little like weird like fucking star with the D20 in the middle? That's like it's a approved proper roll and not like a typed up results.
I'm doing clicks from the quick bar. It's on the stream.
Oh my fucking god!
So he auto
It was
crits.
nice knowing you, Phalos.
So he
I'm
auto
still probably
crits.
Dead.
What is Righteous Fury? Do you get to roll again like you used to with Righteous Fury?
Okay. So critical roll, blah 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 blah. Unmodified 10. Should a character make a critical roll, and if the attack inflicts damage, is not completely negated by the total soak of a body part. So we have to roll for body part.
Here's your chance for a new arm.
15.
That's a fun.
That's a headshot.
That's it.
Is that a hit?
What?
That's what?
No, that's not a headshot. That's right.
Right
that's
arm.
that's right arm.
Oh, okay.
That
That's
would
okay, I can get a new one of those.
He
Well, it's- yeah, it's right arm.
Okay.
Jesus.
This is like the top of the
Barrel.
building all over again.
The duality of man. A fucking 1 versus a 100.
Okay. So
For
he
reference,
does
one
15
soak.
damage pen 2.
One soak.
Okay, so he's
one
gonna
soak from armor and then
completely.
toughness 3 is the bonus.
So you'd have 4 soak arm. Soak is your total
Yeah.
negation. Pen 2, so it would be. What's your toughness?
35.
So 3. So you would take 12 total wounds.
Hey, I told you I wouldn't be dead.
Are you in critical damage?
I have 1 wound remaining.
You have a single wound remaining.
I have 13 total capacity for wounds.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna roll a d5. to see the critical effect. Oh, you lucked out. It's the best one.
Doesn't feel like the best one. And at this point, except for the part where I'm on a fucking hostile.
The slashing attack tears free whatever the target was carrying. You drop everything you're holding in the hand. So you basically drop your hand cannon as the chainsword rips out and just, it almost cuts your hand off. Like, it's not like, oh, I slash at him with my sword and I do 12 points of slashing damage. This is like, this man just attacked you with a chainsaw sword. Like, your hand is hanging on by muscle and bone at this point. Like, it's just sinew and gushing blood.
He takes out a knife and cuts it off a little bit more. And then it's like, let's just get rid of that.
He's just in, Beryl just standing like, I'm warning you, neophyte, stay back, I don't want to hurt you. That's a lie, I kind of do, but I don't want to kill you. Modius. Are you still enraged? No, you fought it off.
Yeah, I fought it off.
Okay.
And
So everyone's fought it off now, right?
yeah.
Okay. So how are you going? We can exit out of the initiative, and you guys can attempt to de-escalate the situation. So you have basically all been affected by this thing. The effects, you are immune for an hour. Your characters don't know that. You have determined that it's probably some sort of airborne contaminant.
Yeah, I had my rebreather on like immediately.
Yeah.
Alright, so Stock gets one more chance to save Friedrich's life. Would anyone like to help him?
I would like to help. Actually,
Lothos.
can I do it?
No.
No, I can't do it.
Straight up was gonna tell
He
him
succeeds.
Yes!
Alright.
He succeeds with that extra plus 10.
Actually, I could have gave him my field suture, which gave him like a plus as well. But
Well, he did it
Too
with
bad.
spit and dirt.
he can do it.
Um,
He does it the Imperial Guard
so-
way.
Friedrich is alive. Friedrich needs medical attention. Very soon, or Friedrich will die. This is also not... He needs blood. He needs fluids. He needs painkillers. He's unconscious right now, but he's probably got maybe 12 hours without proper medical attention.
So you're saying a bullet is what he needs?
Maybe.
That's up to you guys.
That's not gonna happen. I got some slot. You think some slot would help him?
Help him
Isn't
pass
that-
on.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
I'll give you a really good high before you die. Give him a heart attack.
You want some future cocaine? Here's some future cocaine.
Phalos.
Oh.
Yes.
Maybe there's like a old lab or medical building that's still standing somewhere in this.
Maybe there is. Maybe there isn't.
Do we care enough about him to even try that?
Fucking barrel.
Fuck the damn heathen. Someone fix my hand. While I decide what to do with Beryl.
What do you mean? Do with Beryl?
Well, he attacked the neophyte of the Inquisition.
You saw what just happened.
We were all under the effects of something.
Temporarily.
he-
I was no
the-
longer.
From
That's
up above. Right, you all come back to your senses then.
Yes. You say that, but he was defending himself.
Was he?
It was
You
an.
were up next to him with a hammer to his face.
You're right.
He chose to turn and attack a neophyte, no longer under influence. Maybe he did not know this, but he did not
He
attack
most likely
close to
did.
threat. And he
Well-
did not attack to subdue. Now fix my fucking hand.
Right, man. I thought you didn't like their fleshy bits.
Yes.
I'll just cut it off.
If I were in a place and time to do this, I would do it without hesitation. There is not exactly an abundance of robotic hands, cybernetic hands, to be replacing it with now.
Right. It's going to get gangrene. It's a bad cut, mate.
Lothos, will you stand there or do I need to go help?
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Why the hesitation? What is going on here?
I feel like he's overreacting. Obviously, yes, he lost an arm, but somebody just got gunned down as well. And you don't see
All right.
everybody.
All right. No. Yeah.
Stock sort of gets up, like arms down to the elbows, just caked in blood, like, he'll live for now.
It would be kinder to put a bullet in him. He would not survive.
Probably.
Right.
Was it visibly obvious that most of us were enraged?
Oh yeah, it wasn't like a
But Barrel
quiet
was
thing. You
not
guys were
when he
screaming
made
and
the attack?
yelling.
And all
None
of
of the
us
guardsmen.
experienced it.
None of the
All us
guardsmen.
I mean, is it
exhibited-
visibly obvious that
Yeah.
he just attacked Phalos to attack him? Not.
Well, no, he was defending himself.
Yeah, but that he wasn't enraged is what I meant.
Oh yeah, he wasn't enraged. No.
He wasn't enraged, but he was defending himself. So, you
Yeah.
know.
No, the
You know what
guardsmen
you know?
did not fall
that's fair.
subject because they have
Mo-
the full respirators at all times.
Modis, are you giving me a hand? I need somebody to hold this hand for me.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Just
Which
like-
part? The still on part or the falling off part?
I feel like he can hold up his own arm. I feel like he can hold up his own arm. Just make sure it just stays solid, okay?
Okay.
Start stitching it back up.
Oh fuck, that was close.
So
So you regain
heal-
one wound, right?
No, you regain 4 wounds because it's intelligence plus your degrees of success. So your hands just, sewn back on, the best I
Yeah.
could, I can't.
It's
It's like a
not
Franken hand. It's all stiff and
perfect.
purple.
I can't do
Um,
shit about the. I can't do shit about the bone, so Well,
The bone isn't broken, fortunately. It definitely tore through the muscle and tendon and stuff like that. Like it's extremely painful, and it doesn't work quite right, but it's still usable. Your mechanical robes aren't just cloth; they are like reinforced against chemicals and fire and hazards and stuff like that. So, a chainsword is a hazard.
Well, it seems like you were lucky, or maybe unlucky, I guess, considering it doesn't seem like you'll need it replaced.
Testing out the fingers, and we'll evaluate that for later. Out
Yeah.
of curiosity, because you say it's functional. I don't own a one-handed weapon.
Don't you
I don't know if I'm gonna
have
be
a
choosing-
hatchet?
Yeah, you got.
You know what? I have a truncheon. That's right. I have one billy club that I can whoop people with if I need to. So I was double checking. That's low
You
tech.
can use
as a
the you
weapon.
can use the whip if you need to. I mean, if it comes down to it.
The whip is shock. I'm almost positive he doesn't have shock
If
weapon.
I'm right, it's shock.
I don't even have training in the truncheon.
Fair enough.
I don't even know how to use this stick. I don't even know how to use a stick.
Barbosa, when you went up there, did you see where Wilhelm fled off to?
Oh yeah, he just booked it in the woods. Yeah.
Should we
That
just
way.
presume him dead?
Boy, I mean, you can't really blame him, can you?
He was
We
a
all
good
started
guy. I
about
was
the
kind of
blood.
hoping that he would have
Yeah.
seen the light.
Maybe he just ran off and he's watching. Maybe we just ought to leave that bloke there and hope he comes back for it.
Maybe we ought to get the fuck out of here. That's what we should have done.
Well, from what it sounded like, literally this is as far as other people have made it, so them being useful as guides is kind of over at
Right.
this point.
I mean, do you think that maybe there's some kind of clinic or, med bay left in all this rubble we could drop him off at?
Hey, what? Maybe the ghosts will tend to him.
Right, it's fucking hell, I don't know.
Well, there may be some equipment, but I'm not capable of doing anything more than what they've done.
I don't. It's a possibility, but we don't know the layout of the city or anything. Well, we don't know where it would be located, unless there's like a specific type of marking we would know. Hospital would be. It would seem like it's the
Yeah,
closest still.
it's very similar to like the serpents around the staff with the wings, only more skulls.
Okay, more skulls. Got it.
Um,
We could try to find one, and also it wouldn't be a bad idea if there are still supplies there, even though I doubt. No, it would still be perfectly fine. It's Warhammer. Everything lasts thousands of years. But if we find
Right.
supplies there, we could use them. It could be useful in our travels at the very least. So, more for the point of gearing up I would say we could try to find one, but
Are we
I would
taking
say-
him or not?
that's what I was gonna leave it as, is a vote at this point. Honestly, I can care less. What do you say, Barbosa?
I say we leave him here. Let that William bloke come back about him if he cares. And fucking if we see a clinic, we can check it out, you know. But I ain't about to drag him across the who knows fucking where.
He'll slow us down and he won't make it out.
Pretty callous just to leave him here.
Right, his mate's just around. I'm sure his mate didn't run off. They nights and shit. I'm sure he's gonna be back for him. But if we just, I mean, leave a fucking gun with him so he could gap himself if something comes and try to eat him.
We don't
I
have
think-
extra guns.
A knife. He got a knife. Did he have a knife on him?
He had an axe.
Well, shit. He can kill himself with an axe. It'll be gruesome, boy. You can do it.
I got a stub revolver, right?
So we're leaving him to die. Yes, I gave you my stub revolver.
Yes.
We're
I'm
leaving
gonna shoot. I'm just
we're
gonna
leaving-
shoot him in the head and just start
Oh,
walking off.
Don't waste the
This
bullet.
is-
Don't waste the bullet. Don't waste the bullet.
I don't use bullets. This is just a sidearm. Fuck this.
That's my bullets.
I was gonna shoot him in the head, but all of my guns are too big.
Too big.
I literally have a knife. I'll just stab him in the heart.
So
Whatever.
after all the hard work of Chambers and Stock, Modius,
It's
as you
fair,
guys are
but-
having this discussion on how to transport him and what to do with him, you just kind of check the cylinder of the stub revolver, spin it, slide it, cock back the hammer, just pop around into his head. The guardsmen just go quiet and just pack their shit up and get ready to
Let's
go.
get out of here.
They've worked with Inquisitors before, and they know not to make a comment.
We could at least just left him in a corner somewhere. I mean, shite.
Well, we don't need to leave him in the middle of the road, but we don't have time to make this liability. We need to get the fuck out of here.
Do you want to loot him?
Go
Not
embrace the
specifically.
full inner murder hobo.
That wasn't murder hobo. That was he's gonna slow us down. We got places to go.
That was
I would-
And he's
inquisitorial
dead.
authority.
Actually, I would like to check his bag just in case. Just in case. I don't expect anything.
Sure, he doesn't have any of that shit that
You know what? You never
I did.
know. You never
He
know.
has what looks to be a small. It's very similar to a rosary, but it's with Dimarius's symbol. A few coins. You see a what looks to be a pewter etching of what looks to be a woman. It's not very well done, but it's probably the closest they get to photos here.
So his wife.
Who knows? Who cares?
Do they do wives here?
Probably. It's probably his sister.
Sister wife.
It probably is actually his sister.
Sister
honestly.
wife, aunt.
Yeah. But other than that, no.
Okay.
Nothing.
Leave his shit. Nothing here. Just curiosity.
Does everybody have rebreathers on?
One of the guardsmen takes his boots.
Not a bad idea. Actually,
Shall we?
does Modeus have gloves?
We're the heroes.
Does...
Yeah.
You have gloves? Okay. I was wondering.
Yeah, I do. I'm good.
I'm still just weighing the pros and cons of seeing if I can get these two flamers to just.
Does he, Phalos, does he have a one-handed weapon that you could use?
Was it? No, he was the battle axe guy.
He has a
Just
hunting
checking.
knife on him.
Asking for a friend, right?
You could steal a
He's
hunting
going-
knife to have as a trophy from your
He's going knife.
heretic murder.
It was a mercy killing.
It was a purging. Those are loud.
Well, I kind of feel bad given all the work that, was it Stock that was doing all the, medical attention?
Yeah, Stock's just kind of like shrugs.
I feel bad for all the, all the hard work he did. It was fine work.
Oh well, wasn't the first time, wasn't gonna be the last time.
Well, I'd very much like to get out of here. Nothing about this.
Barbosa's like, right, well, at least I didn't kill him now. Feel a little bit better about myself.
At least I didn't kill him. What the fuck are you talking about, Barbosa?
Right, you the one that shot him. He was breathing when I was done with him. I leave him around with you for 2 minutes, and all of a sudden, you got a problem in the head.
Pump him full of lead and Batman the fuck out of here, huh?
Right, I took the peacekeeping option, right? I got out there before I deployed the rest of you.
You were the first to draw blood.
Right, well, it's my job, isn't it?
Let's stop.
Peacekeeper.
This is a matter that we don't really need to argue about anymore. Let's continue.
We all felt
on.
the effects. Oh, I assume we're walking by now.
Yeah.
At least.
You guys are
What's-
walking down this thoroughfare. It's wide, thick grass, deep with flowers and just foliage. This tall sort of waist to knee-deep grass at times. And you're moving around, but are probably buried auto carriages and transport vehicles and debris and buildings even. As you make your way deeper and deeper into the city, and as you're approaching one of the sort of main way, the Broadway, where all the tallest stretch of buildings are. The day has progressed long enough, and the fog has lifted enough with the sort of warming of the outer area as well, allowing the fog to disperse a little bit. You see a large imperial spire, like tower, extremely similar to the one you saw within Renathia. Only this one is uncovered. It's not been built upon by marble and palace. It's bare and it's pulsing, but the light upon it doesn't seem to be activated. You can just see it off in the distance, rising easily a kilometer into the sky. And as you sort of turn to walk down this main street, you'll see again this figure in the overcoat. He doesn't appear above you, behind you, or off to your side. He appears amongst you.
The same one we saw before?
Same one you saw earlier, head down. This overcoat with the Aquila you see now that you're closer on each of his shoulders. You see that one of his eyes is also a cybernetic implant of gold and brass. It seems beautifully made. He has a watchman's cap. Now, he actually looks to be some sort of military official, and he's walking his head down, snow covering his cap.
Try to grab him.
Your hand passes through him.
I'm gonna kick back on that.
But
cloud.
as your hand passes through him, he like stops and turns and like looks around for a second.
Did I
Not
feel
at
anything?
anybody, but just around.
Just around.
Did I feel anything?
No.
When my hand passed through?
I'm gonna kick in that 5-meter aura again, as that happens for sure.
Okay, go ahead and give me the check.
That was a willpower test.
Yep.
Willpower. Power of the mind. Oh shit.
No
The
dice.
dice have been cruel. This
Yeah, it's been a
Hey,
session.
Hey, at least it wasn't 1 point away, just mocking you.
Right.
Hey man, at least your hand is still attached.
Your hand is also still attached.
As your hand
With
passes,
thread.
as your hand that you still have that works, passes passes through the man. You'll see him stop and look around, almost as though like he thought that he felt something. He doesn't seem to see any of you at all. And you'll see trailing lights across his face, as though there are light sources moving, and there's obviously not. And you'll see him turn and mutter to himself, and you'll see hear almost echoing, almost both in your mind and out loud. It's like you remember hearing a voice once. It says, "We must activate the pylons before the storms converge."
Double check. You said that we did see the tower was the same as the one that made the shield in the other time. Okay, 'cause
And the figure now takes off at a run, reaching inside of his cloak and pulling out a bolt pistol before disappearing again.
Okay then.
And that is where we're going to enter session. So if you guys have been watching, I hope you have enjoyed the show. This has been...
Master of the segues.
I know. This has been...
I'll give you that, Dylan.
This has been Warhammer 40k Dark Heresy, Whispers of the Eye. I have been Dylan, I've been your Game Master. This has been Phalos, Lothos, Modius, and Barbosa. We will be here pretty much every Monday at 6:30 Pacific Time. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Go ahead and check it out on YouTube. Go check out our Discord. hang out with us, chat, and we hope to see you next time to see just where the secrets of Old Town lead our acolytes. But until then, see you later.
Good night.